Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we are continuing grinding Victor out. Battle Hardened Atlanta is right around the corner. We're leaving in like 3 days. I guess, yeah, today's Tuesday. So yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we're leaving Friday, playing the Super Armory and Battle Hardened on Saturday. So I'm really looking to like try and take this thing down. I firmly believe that the list I've been playing is put together very well, and that I think it can do very well. Honestly, I believe that the list can win the whole thing. I just have to play it to its peak performance and hope to get a little lucky sometimes with some clashes. Oh, excuse me. Hey, Caleb, what's up, dude? Hey, Ben, what's going on, dude? Yo, Caleb with a big hydrate already. I like it. Before we even get started, big hydrates. Not really much has changed about my victory list. I had talked about on Sunday considering playing a one of buckle and playing 3 buckling blows over 3 debilitates. I'm still on the fence about that. If you're watching tonight and you see and you have an opinion about that, you think anything about it, let me know. I'd like to hear your all's thoughts on it in the comments or in the chat while we're playing tonight. I think it could be an interesting addition to the deck for sure. Ben said, Hawaiian shirt gang, rise up. Heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah. I think my shirt's collar was a little messed up there. I was like, my shirt felt weird and I couldn't figure out why. So Ben saying that, you the MVP, fam, really helping me out there. All right, let's go ahead and look for a game, and we'll do a big hydrate while we are looking for a game. Ooh, all right. Excuse me. Hoping to get some good practice in tonight. I'm pretty excited about Atlanta. I've put in a lot of time in practice, and I think the team's put in a lot of time in practice, and so I think we're all just kind of excited to get there and to actually play and to see how all of our testing can be put together in the hopes of bringing down a big event. You know, we had Salas top 8 Battle Hardened Cincinnati, and it's like, we're really trying to put like somebody else, or even Salas is going this weekend, even put Salas in the top 8 of another event. But like, we'd really like to start like putting our names in top 8 events pretty regularly, and so we're really trying to keep that streak alive as putting things together. Oh, that's so funny. I laid these nuts on your face. My god, that's hilarious. All right, my opponent picks to have me go first, which I think is, I like that play. I think that's a pretty good choice. I think they want to go second to try and establish tempo. We run Titan's Fist, we run Balance of Justice, Tech Plating. We do not bring, we take out the trounces, the out muscles, the zealous beltings, and the pulverizes, and play a full 60. So I am pretty excited to play this. So I think this is Pitch Cranial Crush and Chokeslam. I'm sorry, Pitch Cranial Crush to make a surge, and then Pitch Chokeslam to heave this, and then we'll have that in Arsenal. I think that's our better play here. We could also choose to swing the Titan's Fist here if we wanted to. Could let them filter a little bit. It's probably not a bad play, actually, to just go ahead and pitch the Chokeslam to attack here. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty decent play. I'm doing well, Caleb. How are you, brother? You doing all right, man? Man, am I already lagging here? Sometimes this matchup can randomly come down to fatigue sometimes, depending on how the game ends up being played and what it looks like. So trying to setting up Titan's Fist on turn 0 to take cards out of my opponent's deck is not a bad play. If they have a really good hand, they might just give 1 card and take a point of damage, but if they have a couple of cards like this they don't really care about, they'll just go ahead and make this play. Good, I'm glad to hear it, man. I'm glad to hear it. I'm excited that we got to end up making that trade work out, man. I'm excited to have a Rainbow Foil E-Strike. It's something I've been looking forward to. So we're putting Cranial Crush, Chokeslam, then Buckling Blow. We have 3 cards put into our deck. And we only need to keep 1 card here, but if we are able to keep 3 cards here, we could go E-Strike with Go again and to throw the Thunderquake. No. Yeah, let's just block like this. I think this is fine. So we put 3 cards into our deck. Cranial Crush, Chokeslam, Buckling Blow. Gonna be trying to set up some decent pitch deck hands over the course of the night. Actually try and play and think about pitch deck and how everything's gonna look for us over the long course of the game. So we're going to pitch Buckling Blow to make a surge. And then we're going to throw the Thunderquake here. I know that's going to make our first set of pitch stack cards, our first 4 cards, not very good. But I think that's better than like actively over pitching for the E-Strike to have that in my first set of cards there. Yeah, dude, I'm excited you get that Prism, man. It's been sitting in my binder since Nationals of 2023, bro. So, like, literally since last August, it's just been sitting in a binder. Like, I've had it double sleeve sitting in a binder for, like, God, I mean, 6-7 months now. So I'm happy that it's going to a good home and that somebody gets to use it, man. Hey, Tameshi, what's up, dude? How are you, buddy? He said new phone. Who dis? I love it. Dude, Tameshi, by the way, man, I know you're on YouTube, so you're not Tameshi, but dude, I got the horse last night, man. Thank you so much, dude. I am so freaking pumped for that, bro. You have no idea how excited I am to like actually get to use that and see that. All right, my opponent gives 3 cards here. Kind of surprised that I don't know what the last card they kept is, but kind of surprised to see them give 3 cards there. So Buckling Blow is the 4th card to put into our deck. They just play Cast Bones. I mean, how do you guys feel about... We have an interesting decision point here, right? So... Like, this is an interesting decision point. We put 4 cards into our deck. We could go... We could throw the Disable and try to play the Pummel, hoping they don't give us a Scowling Fleshbag here. I'm debating if it's better to go E-Strike with Go Again, putting a Macho Grande on the bottom, because that would be card number 5. Actually, we put the Disable on the bottom, right? And then try to Arsenal the Pummel in some way. I think that's a better play here that we could make. I think that's a better play. Getting the Pummel into our arsenal is a pretty good, is the best place to have it, because it means that this only has so much value against us here. So, Caleb, I do want to go to the I do want to go to Tampa, but I'm not going to be able to. Carly and I are going on our honeymoon that week. It's like the week and the weekend of Tampa, so I'm not going to be able to go. But don't get me wrong, I'm not disappointed that I can't go. Like, I'm very excited for like mine and Carly's honeymoon for sure. Just don't use an official tourney. So somebody was telling me last night that I can use it in an official tournament if I want to. That I can actually use it that way if that's something I want to do. So I'm surprised to hear you say not to do it that way. So we just put cards 5, 6, and 7 into our deck. We're 7 cards into our deck. What's the most efficient way I can block this turn? Just by blocking like this. This is the most efficient way I can block this turn. I mean, I was like, I'm never playing around the Pummel here, but you never know. Crazier things have happened, I guess. Dang, all right, I'm going to do it. You're going to go to Tampa, dude? Dude, that's awesome if you are. I hope you have a lot of fun, man. I was like, that seems like an event that'll be a lot of fun to be at for sure. So I hope you enjoy it, man. Yo, Brad, what's up, brother? How are you? Digital halters on cards, so even if it was altered digitally and printed on an actual card, you still get in trouble. Although I don't think anyone at armory level is going to care. I mean, that's fair. So, like, you're saying that, like, I officially cannot do that at a large tournament. So just to clarify, you are saying that it is not a legal thing to use at a big tournament. That is good to know. That is good to know. It's an hour away, and it's going to be my first big tournament, dude. Caleb, that's awesome, man. I'm pumped for you. I still remember like going to my first big tournament, man. Like I get it. Like the first like I don't know, like the first like I went to a Pro Quest was like one of the first things I went to, and I realized in that moment I had no idea how to play the game. So that was a very eye-opening experience for me. I don't think I ever changed this back. Let's do headset. Yep, I meant to change that back. So let's see, we put 7 cards into our deck. This is going to be card number 8. We have literally pitched 8 cards in a row, and all of them have been blue. So like the first 8 cards are going to be blue. So we're looking at Cranial Crush. On our first one is the best card, and then Macho Grandes are on the next one. So like it's going to be a weird pitch stack here, but we are 8 cards. We've now pitch stacked 8 cards back into our deck. This is also what scares me when we get to do this kind of stuff. So the good news is that, well, you're taking away my options on what I can and cannot block with here. So I think we just have to take 5. Like we don't have, this is a pummel, not a sink below. Plus I can't really follow up with anything here. So Plain brother, still still crying internally from me stomping your teeth in the other day. Well, dude, I don't think that's an accurate representation of the game or anything that we played the other day. We played a very close game, if I remember correctly. Like it was a grindy one for sure, if I remember correctly, man. But no, I get it. It's I've had games like that where they stick with me for a minute. I know that feeling all too well. All right, so they have cut into our life deficit just a little, like our life lead that we had there. It's now a little bit closer. We put 8 cards back into our deck. This is going to be cards 9 and 10. So when this is over with, we will be 10 cards into our deck. I'm going to go Spinal Crush and Thunderquake because we know that we have blues in front of it. So we're going to be able to throw Spinal Crush guaranteed second cycle here. Wow, they were giving warnings at the PT for using that? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So AB2 Tameshi is like honestly like a little bit of a just a concession to like the fact that Kano is going to be there, and that I think that playing AB2 makes Kano have to try a little bit harder. The Kano matchup is still terrible, but it is a concession to me trying to see if I can make it happen on a more consistent basis for sure. I mean, that's fair, Brad. It does happen, man. I appreciate you playing a game with me, though. I really like playing with the people who hang out in the chat regularly. I think it's fun for all of us to get to play games together. So, all right. So this is cards 9 and 10. We've now put 10 cards back into our deck. Think I can go ahead and use the civic steps, just, you know, kind of wisely there. Let's hope we win the test of strength. We have a test of strength and they have a pulping. I mean, I could crack the shield to put this on the bottom, but we'd have to hit an 8 or better. If they had like a BRB on top or a tear limb from limb, we might consider it, but I think I'm just going to hit no and give them the gold. Unfortunate, but it does happen. So we take 1. I think I still want to throw Spinal Crush here. I don't have a Surge, so I can't throw it with the pummel, but I do want to throw the Spinal Crush here. We put 10 cards back into our deck. Put 10 cards back into our deck. We're still trying to find a turn to make this pummel work. We can get a lot of value out of it. They have gotten more equipment off of us than we have gotten off of them, but all right, so they give up quite a bit of equipment there, losing the value off of Apex. So Bonebreaker only blocked for 2 right there, which I think is a pretty good win for us. We are now cards 11 and 12 back into our deck. Okay, this hand is not very good. They draw and discard a Wild Ride. We're 12 cards back into our deck. We can put the Spinal Crush on the bottom looking for a blue, hopefully. So, good lord. I mean, it doesn't do a lot, Tameshi. Like, it's not like AB2 is, like, really doing a lot. Like, and I hear what you're saying. Oh, now we can't do that? That's tough. That's real tough. Would really like to be able to block with both of these cards here. There's not even a world with his hand where I can actually get the... I mean, I could play Sink Below and put the Test of Strength on the bottom. That's probably a safer line than blocking with the Test of Strength here. Although I would really like to be able to get the... Oh, yeah, we're probably just best off putting the Test on the bottom if I had to guess. We put 12 cards into our deck, so yeah, I guess let's just Sink Below, put the Test of Strength on the bottom, and we'll see what we draw into. I mean, no matter what, we can throw the hammer here, but, like, this is not looking great. I mean, we're taking 8 and going to 20 here, which is kind of tough. Actually, I don't want to put the Test of Strength on the bottom because I can block on the Claw with it. So I want to put this on the bottom. I mean, it's better than what we had, so... And it was more than likely not going to win a clash. Alright, so now we put 13 cards into our deck. Going to an armory with Betsy for Blitz, man. Post a link. And you guys let me know what you think. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, like, you're more than welcome to post a link. I know that sometimes it is, I know that sometimes... I know that sometimes the links are weird. I have links to be allowed on, but if you post it and it doesn't come through, let me know. And I'll look at trying to get it approved for you so you're not just, it's not just hanging out in, like, the void there, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's more than just tossing in the towel, for sure. Waiting for them to bring back some decks that are more just the very basic numbers. What are you looking for in CC? Like, what will make you want to play CC, Brad? So we're 13 cards in the deck. Let's go here. That hand was tough for us. That was not a good hand for us. So the card we just put in is 14 cards into our deck. And the Chokeslam is 15. So we are now 15 cards back into our deck for Pitch Stack. I don't really like the position we're in this game. Like, none of this has felt comfortable to me. I can block with Cranial Crush and play the CNC Pummel. It can line up that way for me this turn. If we choose to go that route. The problem is that they might have 3 attacks they're going to play here. It really just depends on what they decide. So what I can do is, even though they have the Flesh Bag, I can pitch this and the Rouse to play the CNC and then have the Pummel 2 floating for the Pummel. So let's take 4 and see what they do. The odds of them just playing one more thing after this are not very likely. Like, they'll probably come in with Claw and then something else, but it depends on the composition of their hand. All right, so that tells me that they are just going to throw the Claw at me, which means I'm pretty safe to just take 3 and then make my play here. They want to undo their actions here. On Talishar, I don't run into it too often, Jose. But I've played against it quite a bit. Like, I've played that matchup quite a bit. One of my teammates has been testing, like, an Axe version of Dory for, like, Atlanta this coming weekend. So I've tested against it quite a bit. It's a very grindy matchup, and the go again cards really give you some serious power into that matchup, in my opinion. Trying to criticize your choice of AB2. No, absolutely, dude. I didn't take that in a negative way at all, Tameshi, man. I'm always appreciative of you guys throwing out what works for you and what does not. So I'm very appreciative of you guys, like, letting me know what you feel like has worked for you and what hasn't. Like, I agree, AB2 is, like, not great. Like, I think if you're going to, like, try to hard to beat the Kano deck, you need to be on like, a hardcore, like, AB3 and Respite. But I'm not giving up that many slots in my deck, to be honest. Maybe even the assassin support. There's a variety. Just need more than super basic numbers for it to really. I mean, that's fair. So I get what you're saying. Like, I completely hear what you're saying, man. Like, you're just wanting that like extra help there. Like, and I get that. I mean, I think that's a very reasonable thing to want. And like to feel that way about, like, because I mean, like in a lot of ways, like CC is just like who can outmath who a lot of times. So 15 cards into our deck. We need this as the blue for our 4th pitch stacked hand. So we're going to go 16, then 17. So we're now 17 cards into our deck. This being 5 kind of makes me want to give... How many pulpings have we seen? We've seen 2 pulpings so far. So we can block 6 with Disable and Debilitate, throw the hammer, and then Arsenal Sink Below. I can take 5 and go to 8. I can throw the Debilitate, and then I can Arsenal the Sink Below and set up for a little bit of a better hand. I think that might be a better play. Arsenaling the Sink Below for value. I mean, I could also just get value off of it here. Like, I could just play the Sink Below, take 1, and then throw Debilitate. But I think I'd rather take the 5 and then have it later for when I need it. So I think let's go to 8 here. I think that's the better play that we have here. I think this is a turn that's ultimately worth taking some damage for. Because with them having only the Tunic left for equipment left to block with, it means that they're guaranteed to have to give us 2 cards if they don't want the crush effect to happen here. They just decide to take 8. Okay, so they just don't care about the -2. Interesting. I'm intrigued by that decision. So this is cards 18 and 19. So we're 19 cards back into our deck for pitch stack now. If I am able to keep this, this probably ends the game. But that requires me to keep a blue. Requires me to keep a blue and the card. So I need to keep 2 cards here. My opponent rolls a 4 after playing Tear Limb from Limb, which is pretty terrifying. If they decide to... If they play a card that draws and discards here, I'm just going to block on the first chain link and then crack it. I'm really hopeful that they play a pulping here. They don't want to roll. I don't know what they wanted to undo there. They just undid and rolled there. I think there is a bug. I don't understand what my opponent's talking about here. Oh, he rolled a 4 and gained 0 action points? Oh, I see. Let my opponent know that I see what he's doing here, so that I understand what's happening here. I like their play here. They are going to try and end the game with the pulping here. So, I mean, 3... 4, 5, and then we'll just give the Sink Below here to stop this. And then this should end the game, I'm thinking. Like, I think this ends the game here. I haven't counted. Sorry, if you guys are in the chat talking right now, I'm trying to focus and make sure I don't throw this game, like, that we try and close this game out here. So give me just a second. My opponent there, like, I like, understand what they were going for there. Yeah, break the gold and then come in for 10 overpower. And then if they give 1 card from hand and the Tunic, it's 6 and they're still dead. So using the Golden Sun to clear the game out here with using the shield. Saving the shield for longer in the game really benefited me there. Hopefully they don't have a Reckless Swing here to like try and like to bail them out. Hopefully this just ends the game. All right. There was a weird glitch with there was a weird glitch right there with the Scab Skin Leathers, but we were able to close the game out. I think our opponent kind of fell into like the value game trap, and they didn't really see any power cards early, and so like they fell into that value game trap, and then they just ended up losing over the course of the game there. All right, sorry, I know I missed some chat messages here. Let's see. Your link didn't pop up in the chat. Do I have mod mode on? I'm pretty sure I do. Turn on moderation activity. So I'm scrolling back up and I don't see your link anywhere, John, so I apologize, man. If you have Twitch, you can throw it up, and I think everybody else will be able to see it. Like, and we can kind of look at it that way. You get the roll bug all day. Okay, so Nick's telling us that there's been a bug with rolling. That's quite a common thing. Yo, Bing, what's up, dude? How are you, brother? It's common in the current Kalashar patch. That's sad. All good. I'm not that tech savvy. I mean, I assumed you know how to send. I figure you know how to send a link. It's probably you too, man. I completely get it. I've historically come to love heroes within a month or two of them hitting LL and CC. Dude, Brad, that's a real feels bad, man. I know that sucks, man. You get used to playing a hero and like they're just very like a powerful and like they hit LL pretty quickly, and I know that's feels bad for sure. All right. 1-0 on the night. I don't think that like our opponent like really played bad there. I just don't think they played enough offense to really close the game out. To be fair, they blocked pretty efficiently. Like they were blocking and playing offense pretty efficiently. I feel like I just happened to throw a lot of spinal crushes, debilitates, things like that. And I want to say I really had stuff line up for me, but like I feel like we had some like stuff not line up for us. Like it was pretty awkward throughout the course of that game. Also, I feel like the way I overpitch for my Command and Conquer is like a pretty telling thing that I am going to play the pummel there, and they just didn't play around it, which is kind of intriguing. So I don't know. I've also become a real big fan of playing Request Undo CC recently because I think the Request Undo CC has like, I don't know, like it's a little bit cleaner, I think. I normally just play CC just for like the purposes of playing games faster, and like, you know, people are generally pretty cool about taking things back and like not really doing things. Ayo, it's Nick. Let's go. Good luck, brother. If you're still watching, good luck, man. We're going to do the same thing we just did. We take out the Zealous Beltings, the Out Muscles, the Trounces, and the 2 Pulverizes here. Nick's going first. So we're just going to run our 60. Last game, I should have brought in the one of Pulverize just in case I could heave it on turn 0, but we're going to, this is a little species spiciness here. I mean, we're just going to block with the Test of Strength, right? Like, we just want to give the Test of Strength here, I think. Kind of surprised Nick didn't roll on turn 0. Nick's normally a big... Okay, there we go. He did the Agile windup. Okay. All right, so... We're going to see what Nick does after this. He just passes. So, considering Nick has his arsenal set up, I kind of just want to, like, throw the CNC and see if he gives me Fleshbag here. Like, I'm kind of tempted to keep the E-Strike in my hand and just throw it here. Yeah, I agree, James. It does like kind of help with that for sure. You can send a tell for Pummel to bluff. It's becoming more common. Are you talking about like bluffing Pummel? Because that's something that like that's something I've been trying to like work on more regularly. I think the play is just to throw the CNC here. Like, we're just going to throw the CNC without making a surge and just see if Nick gives up Fleshbag here. Because if he doesn't, if he thinks I'm bluffing, then we just get the value of, like if he doesn't give us Fleshbag, we can just get him here. If he does give us Fleshbag, we're going to Arsenal and then go to our next turn here. We're gonna Arsenal the pummel regardless of what he intimidates here, but I think this is a good play here. Are you talking about getting Fleshbag off the, like getting it off the table turn 2? Because smacks? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but getting this off the board this early would be absolutely phenomenal here. And me not making the surge represents to Nick that I have another red I want to pitch to play the pummel with, which is more common in Victor than it is in any other Guardian, in my opinion, because like Victor plays the least amount of reds out of every Guardian there is. So the funny thing here is that even if he gives us this, he has to give us like, he has to give us like another piece of equipment and a card. And like, I think this is a pretty good setup for us. Like, it's pretty good for us. I'm pretty okay with this. Like, it's also funny because it's like, if I didn't have the pummel, we could have made that decision regardless. This is 8 go again. I mean, we can just take 5 here, right? Like an attempt to play the pummel again. I think we can just take 5 right here. Maybe I'm supposed to block with shield there. I'm not sure. I think giving up life here is okay. Okay. So he's going to throw CNC at us. So we're not going to be able to set up CNC pummel very well here. We're just going to have to go ahead and block 6. I think this is a better play. We are going to sit on the pummel. We don't have to pummel CNC for this to like be a good, like for the pummel to be good. The pummel gets a lot of value off of cards like Spinal Crush, Debilitate, Chokeslam. Like there's a lot of crush effects that are good. How will the list change with Dromai LL? So that is a really good question, honestly, Jose. Like, I'm not 100% sure when Dromai's gone, like what week 2 of ProQuest is going to look like, because I really like the way the deck is set up into a lot of the current metagame. So I'm not really super interested in changing it because like I really like the out muscles and like all the go again cards into Bolt and Dory, Kasai, like all the warrior decks. So I really like those. Like I think Pulverize is still like a concession to the Guardian Mirror. You might see me playing like some number of Staunch Response for like the Guardian Mirror maybe. That might be something that like becomes more common for me like moving forward. I don't know. Like there's like it's tough. Like it'll be interesting to see like what decisions I have to make and what I have to cut and what we have to continue playing. How that has to go. Dude, what's up, Trent? How are you, brother? I haven't seen you in a minute. You know what's better than popping Fleshbag on turn 2? Banishing Dynamos? Oh, dude. If you banish Dynamos, that would be amazing. Like, you're living in, like, 2040, bro. Like, if that's what we're doing here. Like, living in 2040, fam. That would be awesome. I feel like that would be a really fun, like, line to be able to take and play. Trying to get across the finish line? Like, you almost across the finish line with taxes, I assume that's what you mean? You're almost there, right? Like this next week is the deadline, right? To have everything finished, right? Battle Hardened in Columbus in November? So, dude, Plagued? Yeah, Plagued. I assume that's better than Pledged. Yeah, Plagued. 9131. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us tonight. I mean, we could just take 3 and throw the Disable here. That might be better, I don't know, than just throwing the hammer, but like I also want to keep our life up. Discard the Agile Windup. So the Disable like would have just been 7. So I would have taken 3 more to throw 3 more as opposed to just throwing the hammer here, which might have been worth, but I don't know. Like I think we need to get through his onslaught of nonsense here and just try to get through the game. And get to a point when Nick kind of takes like an off turn, which it appears is not coming this hand, but we'll see what we can do. We need to draw like two blues and a red, like a Debilitate or a Chokeslam or something. We have yet to see one of those. So Battle Hardened Columbus in November, maybe, Brad, I'm not sure. Probably if it's in Columbus is about 5.5 hours for me, something like that. So probably I like coming to Columbus. I got a lot of good food up there. I do like it. Been working like a dog, but almost done, and then I get to stay to Tennessee, and I'm chilling. Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you're almost through tax season, brother. I know that's tough. I know that's I know it's tough to man, like so he knows it's a pummel now. So if I go here and then play the sink below, like I don't have to use any of my equipment and we get to keep the hand we want. Feels like Nick drew a pretty awkward hand. There might be a claw for 5 in it after this. He may just arsenal. Yeah, Nick's hand was really awkward. But he does know we have the pummel now, so it's no longer a secret, which means I'm going to play pretty more face up on the surface. Not a whole lot of bluffing or anything awkward. I'm just gonna play it. Just gonna, play towards it and make him have it. Dude, Caleb out here with the fun faces. Let's go. All right, so is this your deck link here? Plaged, or yeah. Plagued, is that the one that we're talking about here? Is this your, what is this, Victor? Is this your Betsy deck? Yeah, so I've got it pulled up. After this, let me pull it up and like we'll talk about it here. I've got it pulled up over here on the other monitor here. I'll be in Elizabethan for my cousin's weddings. See if there's any armories while I'm there. Bro, you're joking, right? You're coming to Elizabethan? Trent, that's like literally like 20 minutes from my house, bro. That's crazy. That dude, if you're actually going to be in Elizabethan, fam, like we need to like get together and hang out, man. Like so we'll have to find out when it is. But like if it's like one of the, like if I'm not out of town, bro, like yeah, Elizabethan is 20 minutes for me, fam. I live in Johnson City, which is right next to Elizabethan. You guys are coming to East Tennessee, I assume, right? But if you are, dude, like, yeah, dude, that's like awesome. Like me and you and Carly and your wife need to get together for sure. Like 100%, fam. That needs to happen while you're here. How did I get a gold token? From Test of Strength early on, I guess. Oh yeah. Test of Strength early in the game. We're just gonna throw 10 here. Like it's just a good value play. We have all of our equipment, even though like this is a very scary turn. I guess it would have been better to pummel the Golden Sun here. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think about doing that very often, but maybe it's something I should have considered there, like pummeling it to get the value out of the pummel there. Yeah, I don't know. I think that might have been a mistake there. Joke's on you guys. Carly is his cousin. Oh God, Tabishi, that's hilarious, bro. No, Johnson City, I have a cousin that's going to a Christian college out there. Christian college. Oh, Milligan. Yeah, dude, that's crazy, bro. Absolutely, man. Just let me know when you're coming, and like we will 100% set that up, fam. I am so here for that, bro. I feel like I might be getting like baited into something here. So if we block like this, we're taking 7. I don't really want to take 7. I feel more comfortable taking 4. Nah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Am I not supposed to be to give the civic steps there? Actually, the quicken token doesn't matter. It does matter because they can use it to throw a third chain link here. And that was not something I was considering. Yeah, that was like actual mistake. I'm looking at the chat too much instead of like focusing on the game. That was a big mistake. So now we're just blocking 6. Now because Nick had go again there, he can actually throw the claw at me and then something else. That was like huge throw. That was a really bad throw right there. Okay, so we're gonna get behind here in a bad way pretty quick, but we're gonna try and hang on. Like we're gonna try and play patiently and crawl back into this game. Being down, hopefully only 5. Yeah, dude, that's awful. My quicken token, like completely, like yeah, just talking to the chat too much there. That was like a horrible mistake on my part. Literally cost me like 15 life right there by blocking with the quicken token. That was like just not a good decision at all. Nick requested the chat. He does not do that very often. The only bait is the anti-pummel bait. Hey, what's up, Josh? How are you, buddy? I miss using your steps? Bro, Josh just out here throwing shade. Okay, so we're down 10, and we need to crawl back into the game here, so let's block 7. I mean, I don't really want to destroy my shield. I just needed him to miss right there. Like, I needed to win that test of strength, but we tied, so I don't think it's a big problem. Yeah, so Nick just said that like blocking with the boots was bad there, and I was trying to explain to him that I was literally just talking about how I literally was just talking about how that was not good. Also, I got a big hydrate. I will get to the big hydrate after this. I don't have any water on me right now. I'm very surprised to see Nick play a Blood Rush Bellow there. That felt like a mistake. I don't think that was right. I don't know why he did that there. Bro, are you typing a novel? Honestly, though, fam. Honestly. So there's only one Blood Rush left in the deck. Let's just take 2 and go to 12. And we're going to hope that he doesn't have a go again hand next turn. He's played a lot of Wild Rides and Pulpings already, so we're going to hope that he doesn't have another one here. Because I really need... So this is a turn... Jesus. I really need to be able to keep multiple cards here. Like I need to have a pummel to get back into this game. I need this to be Claw. I need this to be Claw Arsenal is what I need. Or I need this to be like Cast Bones or something like that. I mean, yeah, like that's not gonna cut it. We gotta block that. We can't just take 8 there. Again, this is a hand where I could block with Thunderquake. I mean, he's had a go again card every turn. So games like this are like where I kind of just like laugh to myself a little bit, because like in a setting in real life where I'm not like talking to the chat and I'm not like doing a bunch of things, I don't ever make the mistake with the boots, like ever. Like it's honestly like making the mistake with the civic steps is something I do not do very regularly. In fact, I would say that I don't do it really ever. Like I don't do that very often, if ever, anymore. I did when I first started playing with it because I wasn't really like I wasn't understanding it, but like, but yeah. So like I was back in the office, dude. You're like out here having PTSD, like just out here sitting. Oh man. So we're just gonna block this out. And then we're gonna block 3. I mean, I could like crack balance here, but there's one more Blood Rush I want to save that for. And I mean, like, this isn't over yet. We could still make this happen if Nick has like a slower hand where we have a pummel available to us. We can make something happen. Like, we 100% can make something happen. Like, if he doesn't have like a two chain link turn, like, because there's a lot of KO hands that just don't have go again. And if we can get into one of those with him, like, we can 100% do this. Remove the spacebar. Dude, what? Not being able to play the CNC is real bad for me there. Or like not being able to like play the pummel and like really get a lot of value out of it is pretty bad for me. Like that lines up so well because I would love to give some equipment and a sink below here. I think we're forced to block like this. Dude. So even if he does have go again here, like we're still like, I mean, am I supposed to give this? No, there's no way I'm supposed to give up the sink below here. Sink below like has to be in my best interest here. This pummel has been stranded in my arsenal for like 12 turns. And we had a turn where we could have set up with it, but man, this is a prime example of how one mistake can cost you a game. Like, I have literally been fighting for one turn to try to get back into this game since making one mistake. I'm also intrigued by the red agile winds-ups on Nick's part. I think that's interesting. So we pitched a CNC, and the other one's there, so we know we can block with the sink here. So we're just going to block like this, cover up the claw for 8. Like, we're not really at a place where we can take damage, and we need to save the damage that we're going to plan on taking for when we want to get back into the game. So I'm just going to give the sink below here. Nothing to sink. We'll take 4, go to 5. And it's not necessarily KO bricking Josh. It's more like the concept of like him just missing one turn. Instead of just like having go again every turn. Sounds like when you played IRL. What do you mean? What do you mean, Josh? So, I mean, this is a turn where we're just going to have to utilize it, right? Like, we're just going to have to utilize the Command & Conquer pummel here. Like, I think this is like the play we have to make here. So I'm honestly willing to bet that Nick gives us 3/3 blocks and like Scabs or Bonebreaker here to play around it because he knows we have the pummel in our hand. Or he just decides to say no blocks and plays with 3 cards and Quicken Token, which is also not bad. What's your not to make the stream too political, he said, and then he asked about Peeves. When I looked over and read that, I was actually like, bro, what? I was like, Trent's about to get political. So I'm going to be honest. I hate Peeps. Not a fan. Like, I just don't like them. Like, I'm not a fan. Do you like Peeps? Let's go. Let's start a fight. Who likes Peeps in the chat? I'm curious to know who likes Peeps now. So that's something I hadn't considered, Brad, but I do like that idea. Of just being able to, of just using the shield to put his pulping on the bottom. Maybe I get lucky and we win the reclash, but also like we're putting a pulping on the bottom, I think is kind of like your point here. So I think that's a good idea and something to consider there. We got rid of a reckless swing. So that means we can reasonably go to 3 here. I haven't seen Nick pitch another one that I'm aware of, but okay, so we're just gonna... Okay, so there's the other one. All right, cool. So that's why he said no blocks there. I'm glad we played the pummel, considering he had the blood rush there. We're just going to crack Balance of Justice to see what we find here. So we're gonna take 2 here and go to 3, right? I think that's the plan. If worst comes to worst, I'm blocking with Thunderquake and Wallop here. I don't think we can ever go to 2. Like, I don't think there's a world where we can ever considerably go to 2. So he has access to 18, 20 cards, and I have access to 19. So technically he's up a card. But we're going to throw the hammer here. This is like that part of the game where, like, we're just going to lose. It's inevitable at this point. Like, again, like, I think our chance to flip the game came earlier. It might have been to use the shield to put the pulping on the bottom. So that Nick didn't have go again. That could have very well have been the play. There's absolutely no world it is correct for Nick to block with his equipment right there. Zero chance that is correct. If Nick does not have a hand that he doesn't want to block, he should go to 6. Like, that he's not getting value off the Bone Breaker. Like, that is 100% incorrect there. So let's give Spinal, play this Ink Below, put the Pummel on the bottom, and try to find a 3 block here. Because if we go to 2, Nick's just going to be waiting until that comes back around here. You know who else historically hated Peeps? John Wilkes Booth. What an amazing answer, Trent. What an amazing reply. I love that, bro. That's fantastic. Oh, God, that's amazing. Oh, we're 2 big hydrates behind? All right, well, after this game, we'll make sure that we get we'll get a couple cups of water going for big hydrates here. Playing Miller's Grindstone. Are you playing? So Gooch, one, I appreciate you watching the channel, man. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out and being here. And to answer your questions, I do not like Miller's Grindstone because the only matchup that I think it is considerably worth playing it in, and that would be completely rebuilding my deck, would be Dromai, because it is always a 4. But I do think that Titan's Fist is just the better like one-handed hammer weapon that you can be playing in that slot. I think it's strictly better over playing Miller's Grindstone. Miller's Grindstone, the value that so my reasoning is that the value that Miller's Grindstone gets in the matchups that it gets value in is significantly less than the value that I get out of how bad it can be in certain matchups. Like Kayo is a great example, Levi is a great example, Rhinar, Bravo. Like, I know you play Anothos and a Bravo, but I'm saying, like, all these matchups where I play a one-handed hammer, like, it's just significantly worse. And so, like, I would rather just be on the better. I'd rather just be on the thing that's better into all the matchups. There is my reasoning. And I'm not playing E-Strikes over Zealous. I am playing E-Strike and Zealous. I'm actually playing 10 copies of Going In cards in my deck. If you're interested in seeing my deck, Gooch, you can find it in the description on YouTube, or you can hit !deck in the chat, and you can find the link to my deck if you're interested in seeing, like, what I'm playing. And then the next hand is where he kills me, I'm pretty sure. So we just give these 2 here. And then the crazy part is, like, there might be some world where, like, I could... I don't know. I doubt it. Like, Nick has some damage he can take and we don't. We're probably just, like, I think even if, like, we had 3 life here and we weren't just dead to the Reckless Swing that's in his hand this turn, we were still, like... we were still, like... yeah, sure, let's rematch Nick. Like, I still think we were just going to get fatigued there over the course of the game. All right, so this game is going to be very, like, I made a mistake with the Civic Steps early on in the game that cost me the game. What is this? I don't like that that's popping up over here. All right, I'm gonna have to open that link here in a minute because I don't like that being over there. But yeah, no, like, we're gonna be very focused here. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, absolutely, man. Happy to help in any way that I can. Letting Pummel and Arsenal the last 2 days, dude. Putting Pummel in Arsenal is correct. I will say that any day of the week and twice on Sunday, man. Like, I'm going to represent Pummel right here. Like, 100% going to represent it right here. But yeah, putting Pummel in Arsenal is correct when a deck is playing Scowling Flushbag. Like, it's either that or you have to cut the Pummels from the list. You have to be willing to Arsenal the Pummels, or you have to be willing to cut them from the list and play Trounces. Pummel is better than Trounce here every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Victor should not be allowed to have Go Again. I mean, I think Victor having Go Again would be very dumb. I do agree, but you're just Dash Boy over here saying that. I'm not surprised. Like, Victor having Go Again that wasn't cards like Out Muscle would be cracked, bro. Could you imagine that? Ben said, I'm gay. All right, well, I'm happy for you, Ben. Carly didn't even say anything. She's still asleep, I think. Huh? Ben in the chat just literally said, I'm gay. Yeah. No, not like me gay. Like, that he's gay. That's what he said. I think Ben just wanted me to read I'm gay out loud. He's probably clipping it right now. Okay. So we put 2 cards into our deck. We put a Cranial Crush and a Rouse into our deck. We bluffed the Pummel there just to make Nick give it to us. Nick had an agility token, so we cannot stop the Go Again here, even with the Sink Below. But we know that he is, like, I would assume he's only on red pulping, so, like, I don't know. I agree, Brad, now that I'm thinking about it. I think that putting the pulping back into the deck was our in to the game. Was our in back to the game right there. I wholeheartedly agree. I think let's just take 7. Honestly, I think we're just going to take 7. Like, it's probably, like, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. The Sink would not have stopped that because of his agility token, so I think we're better off to save it here. But, okay, so the Claw is all he's going to do. I can block 6 and throw the hammer here. I could take 5 and throw 10. So block 6 and throw 4 is 10. I think keeping my life total up is better, honestly. I mean, we could also just throw 9 if we take 5, like, which I think is good, but I think I think blocking is fine here. Nick doesn't have Tunic, so he's setting up for an Arsenal here. And I don't want to crack my Balance of Justice right there. All right, so we're going to attack for 4. This is the 3rd card we're putting into our deck, so we need to put a card that is 6 power or more, or I guess it technically can be 5. So that we can set up our Rouse for 2nd cycle. And this is the 3rd card we're putting back into our deck. You're gay and Nick have it too? What? Josh said I would clip it 100%. Dude, y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. Oh, dude, let's go. Tameshi's got a couple of regular hydrates. Okay. Now, this is what we want to see right here. Like, all right, so we know that he has another pulping. So let's block E-Strike and Sink Below. And we've now put 3 cards back into our deck. So we're going to go Sink Below. And I think, do I want to sink something here? I think we want to... I don't know. This is an interesting decision point. I don't think we do. I don't think we want to sink anything. We don't need to be arsenaling Pummels now. We've already gotten the flesh bag out of the way, so now Pummels can be played from hand with no problem. And we're just kind of shutting Nick's turn down right there. So we're going to make sure that Thunderquake goes first. Actually, we should probably put Thunk first, right? That might be better. So let's make a Surge. Throw Debilitate. Yeah, we're going to go Thunk because technically we pitched a Cranial Crush first, which means Thunk plays well with the Terra Sunder and it plays well with the Rouse that we have set up, so that's good. He said, gave it to you, stupid autocorrect. Dude, Trent, you weren't here the other night, man. You missed it. Slip got me with a propaganda these nuts joke the other night. I got the other night, fam. Again, it was... I'm ashamed to say. I'm ashamed to say. Is he taking the crush effect? No, he's just playing the reckless swing. All right, so I go to 31. Nick goes to 34. This is cards 4 and 5 going into our deck. We're going to go Thunk and then go Thunderquake. Like to see that getting pitched, honestly. Let's get Buckling Blow and take 1. We're going to throw the Debilitate here because it's better than throwing Hammer. Demands a card from Nick. Let's see. We've seen 1 Cast Bones and 1 Blood Rush already. We're still in a pretty good spot here. Nick's hand must be pretty bad. These are the hands that we needed him to have last game so that we could take tempo from this game. Sheesh, that's not good for me. So we were 5 cards. We're 6 cards into our deck now. We're going to block with a Test of Strength and take 1 here. Okay, so we have a gold, which is pretty good for clashing later. Josh said it was great. It was pretty good. I mean, even if he had, like, if he has a red, he's probably better off arsenaling here, right? Okay, he was debating arsenaling that. I agree with this decision point. All right, we make another gold because he has a Blood Rush on top. We are now going to represent Pummel one more time now that we have it in the arsenal. There has not been a turn where like this would have been like we would have had a good opportunity to play Pummel. So I think that having it set up this way is good. I think this is like a good swing for us here. Nick's basically saying that he's okay just arsenaling the Blood Rush Bellow here if he needs to. All right, so we had put cards 6 into our deck. This is 7 and 8. We are now 8 cards into our deck. God, I would have loved to have seen a Pummel right there. So now put 8 cards into our deck. I think we're going to block here and take 1. Now we get to see how Nick plays this. I'm curious to see how this goes. I'm glad I don't have to pitch tag. Why don't you have to pitch tag? I mean, I enjoy pitch stacking. It gives my brain like a mental exercise that I think I need. Too lazy to count cards? It gets kind of fun after a while, in my opinion anyway. Sometimes I think you have to call your opponent's bluff, and Nick made a very good call right there to just call my bluff, because that doesn't always work out. So that was card number 9. Now we have the Pummel. That was card number 9. So let's take 5 and throw it. We put 9 cards back into our deck. Trying to be as prepared for second cycle as we can. We know he has a Blood Rush in his arsenal, based off of the way he's played the game and off of what he revealed off the Test of Strength. So, like, being able to pummel a Command and Conquer to get his Blood Rush would be really good. We know he has a BRB. I play Warrior and Shuffle. Nick just called me a bully in the chat. LOL. That's hilarious. I mean, I assume that Nick just blocks 10 here, right? Like, if I had to guess. Like, Nick's just okay blocking 6 and then giving Bonebreaker and Scabs to protect a Blood Rush. I would assume anyway. No, he is not. All right. All right, so we put card 9 into our deck last turn. So we're 9 cards into our deck. This is going to be 11 cards. So we're now going to be 11 cards into our deck. I love to see that we're going to get a card and the Blood Rush here. We just don't know what his last card is here. Okay. All right. This is 11 cards into our deck here. Okay, we no longer have any pummels. No, I'm sorry. We have 1 pummel left in the deck. So I like throwing this here. It's a on-hit effect that Nick needs to block. So we put 11 cards into our deck at this point. He said, "Big oof, you are a bully." I mean, dude, it's tough when you're playing deck like Katsu, like Prism, like Reinar, where you're actually shuffling quite a bit. Like, it makes sense that like you don't pitch stack very well. Like, I get it because you're playing a hero that doesn't require it. Every hero that I play requires me to set up good second cycle hands to close out the game. So I'm really trying to like focus on it. That was one of the reasons I started playing Oldhim back in the day, is because I wanted to be able to pitch stack. Might have been better to heave that, honestly. Maybe I should have made that play. So let's see. This is cards 12 and 13 back into the deck. That's an interesting hand. Yeah, we're probably just looking at like play Sink Below, throw Thunderquake, Arsenal Sink Below. So we went 11, and the last turn we went 12 and 13. So we're going to represent the pummel here, because there's 1 more left in our deck. Now, he may not care at this point, but... So we're 13 cards back into our deck. We've now put 13 cards into our deck. And if you guys hear me talking out loud, it's because I'm actually trying to, like, count and keep up with everything. And when I stream, I have the value of being able to do that out loud and not, like, tell my opponent what's going on. So we're 13 cards into the deck. Maybe I should have just made a surge there. I don't know. 14, 15, 16. We've now put 16 cards into our deck. Making a surge would have been really good there, because it means I could have blocked with Spinal Thunderquake, I could have blocked Spinal Thunderquake, Sink, and then thrown the Chokeslam off of 2 cards there. But instead, I decided to I think I went a little too far with the bluffing there. I mean, if you're shuffling a lot, your opponent cannot keep up with your pitch stack as well. That is very true, Josh. That is very, very true. So now I think we're looking at like we've like got the life back where we want. We're up on cards. We've put 16 cards into our deck. Like, we're gonna try and like play with 2 cards and 1 floating. I don't know, like, we're probably pretty safe to give him the Civic Steps here, but I don't know. Let's just block 9 and take 2. Have we seen any CNCs yet? We've seen 2 Command and Conquers, so like not a huge chance he has CNC here. Even if he does, we can just give Rouse, Tech, and Gauntlets here. Okay. Yep. There's not enough gold to really make anything happen by drawing some cards here. Like, if we drew 2 cards, we'd have 2 resources floating, so we wouldn't really be able to get anything going that way. So throwing the hammer is just better here. Yo, Mick-Jewel? I don't know. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you hanging out here. Yeah, dude, I'm on Twitch too. I stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick at all times. Just to try and reach as many audiences as I can. I like to provide content for as many people as I can. So that was 17. That was the 17th card we put into our deck. We do get punished by this, by going for like a more, by going for like the more conservative play of hanging on to Sink Below. We are making cards like Send Packing better. So 3, 6, 9, 13. Then we get our Sink Below back that we can just use as value here. I'm the guy at Discord at calling. Oh, yeah, dude. I was like, yeah, absolutely, man. So it's funny, like I don't know if your name's the same or if it's different. I was like, but like it all, like when you said that, it's funny because yeah, we've been talking about playing Victor and how to make the deck as good as we can for sure. Absolutely. So there's 1 Cast Bones and 1 Blood Rush left in the deck. I'm probably just willing to take 5 here to arsenal my to arsenal the Sink Below again here, I think. But yeah, we've been talking about the Victor deck. Yeah, ProQuests are right around the corner. I'm going to a Battle Hardened this weekend, and there's a PTI event on Sunday, but like then it's 3 weeks of ProQuests all back to back to back, and I'm really trying to qualify for Amsterdam. So let's see. We did not put anything back into our deck this turn, so we're still 17 cards into our deck, which means we're 12 cards away from pitch stack. All right, so he's got a pulping. And if Nick gets greedy and goes for it, we can stuff that pulping. And he is aware of that. Nick is aware of that. We're also going to use the Balance of Justice because that's a last Blood Rush. We Command & Conquer pummeled one. He played one early, and he just played one. I'm going to go ahead and do this now. This is for 6, so I kind of want to block 6 here. Like, just keep the life total up here. I mean, I'm curious to see if Nick has, like, a wild ride or if he's actually forced to play the pulping. He does have a red pulping. So if I block Chokeslam and the Sink Below, I could... Okay, so we have a couple of options here. So 17 cards into our deck at this point in time. If I block with E-Strike and the Sink Below, I take 1, go to 15. End his turn. I can then crack a gold to draw a card. If I draw blue, play the Golden Sun for 10 overpower. Which is pretty good because that's 10 points when I'm already down 1 point here. Sorry, guys. I see chat messages. I'm trying to think here about making sure I don't make a mistake here. We don't know pitch stack. We're still 11 cards away. After 17 cards, we're still 11 cards away. So... the other option is I give Chokeslam, give Sink Below, take 1, go to 15, and then throw Chokeslam for 7. Or I'm sorry, throw E-Strike for 7. And then I am... I think let's go for the higher upside play. So you guys wanted to keep E-Strike? I mean, we're definitely gonna, like, shut down their turn here for sure. Like, I think it's just better to try and go for, like, the 10 play. The 10 power play. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's, like, a little too aggressive during first cycle. I was like, obviously, you guys thought it would be better to sink the Golden Sun. And, I mean, we could have blocked Chokeslam. Yeah, I'm curious. Because you guys wanted the 7 guaranteed. To be able to block with Chokeslam. So, wanted to play the 7 guarantee. That makes sense. Hey, Dire Wolf. Dude, thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate that, man. Means a lot. Strategy against Rangers? Well, I mean, honestly, like, we do pretty well into Rangers. All right, we got lucky and we ended up drawing into it. So, we put 17 cards back into our deck. We did not sink anything, so we're still 17 cards in. We're coming in for 10 overpower. But Guardian traditionally does pretty well into Rangers. So like most of the time I really like to bring in my my Sink Belows and just try to play like a little bit of like a more cautious game and try to push cards like Terra Sunder, Spinal Crush, things like that when I have the opportunity. This is cards 18 and 19 into our deck, so that I can try to keep my foot on the gas when I need to. Better lucky than good, James said. I felt that. The way I play sometimes, it feels like that is how I have to live. All right, so what cards can we get punished by if we give him a Quicken Token here? Let's think about Quicken Token. The card that comes to mind is Savage Feast off the top of my head. If he plays Bare Fangs, if he goes Claw anything here, like, it's fine. Savage Feast is probably the one card. No, Runner is another card. So let's see how many Runners we have left in the deck. So Nick has played one Savage Feast. Nick has played two Savage Feasts that are over here. Two Savage Feasts and one Runner over there. So, like, if we give him the Quicken Token, we can actually get severely punished. So maybe we just take 5 here and go to 10. I don't know. Like if he just throws a Runner or a Savage Feast after this, like, I was like, I'll feel pretty good about my decision. Man, I cannot take 8 here. That is not a line that we can take ever. So we've put 19 cards back into our deck, which means we're 6 away. So block 6, take 2, go to 8, and then we can throw Hammer. Nick's deck is set up in like a way more aggressive fashion than most KOs I play against. He's on yellow Pulpings and yellow Wild Rides, which is a lot more aggressive than most people, I'm thinking here. I told you before, you're 100% wrong. Nah, get out of here, Josh. Full block and pass. I don't know if I want to block 9 there, Corvo. I don't know. I don't know if blocking 9 there is the correct play. Like, maybe it is. Like, so I'm trading 2 points of life for 4 points, and I think that's a better exchange. But I guess, like, life is like, I'm wanting to keep my life up in situations like that, so. This is 9. Discarded a Command and Conquer. So 19 cards, or no, I'm sorry, 20 cards into our deck now, which means this hand we're going to draw 2 cards and 2 pitch deck cards, which is going to be Cranial Crush and Rouse the Ancients are going to be our last 2 cards in our hand here. I mean, the Pummel feels really good if we can set it up, but like, I think we're definitely blocking here. I'm just debating if I also want to give the Pummel. Like, I think I'm supposed to here. Let's hope we win this test of strength. Wallop versus an Assault and Battery. I mean, I'd have to put mine on the bottom right. So it's one unknown card. I would have an unknown card that I would be revealing off the top here. And it really just depends on what it is. Like the Wallop, I'm losing to the Assault and Battery. I mean, we may have to go for it here. I don't know. Like, hey, Size, what's up, dude? You have an armory in 6 hours? Dude, let's go. That's awesome. I love playing at armories. It's an unknown card. And, like, if I truly knew every card in my pitch stack, we could determine it here. It's not the Sink Below, is it? It's not the last Sink Below, right? Man, is it the last Sink Below, or did we pitch it earlier? I don't remember pitching it earlier. Oh, it was a Spinal Crush. Okay, so that's kind of nice. You like to see that. So let's see. With a gold, I can. So we've put 21 cards into our deck with putting the Wallop on the bottom of our deck. You overpitched the Sink to represent Pummel. Yeah, that's right. That was early on in the game. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep, good call. Good call. I do not like to lose life. You are correct about that. So what are the benefits of cracking my gold to draw a card here? I think it's like minimal, like absolutely, like, I mean, we don't have any uses for the gold. So if I draw a card, I'm going to draw into my Cranial Crush, which means I can, if I had 2 gold, we could go draw into play Spinal Crush, but drawing to make a surge here does pretty much nothing for me, right? So we're just going to throw this. And then we have And then we have Cranial Crush. It's Cranial Crush. Our next hand is going to be Cranial Crush into Rouse the Ancients, Terra Sunder, and a 8 of some variety, I think is what I put back. Nick blocking with 2 guards is very promising for me right there. It's a thunk. It was a thunk. So block 2. All right, so hear me out here. I'm gonna let Nick know that I'm thinking. If I block 2, I take 4, go to 4. He played a Reckless this game, right? Yeah. So there's only 1 Reckless left in his deck, which means I'm at 4, do not die to Reckless. I pitch Terra Sunder to play Rouse, reveal Cranial Crush and Thunk, and then pitch these to throw Spinal Crush. That is the kind of play that puts us in the driver's seat, right? Like, this is the kind of play that wins us the game here, I think. For chat, and should I get KO Heavy Hitter Blitz deck? Are you talking about the pre-con deck size? Is that what you're talking about? I think this is the correct play. I gotta get back to work. Have fun. Dude, Tameshi, thanks for coming by, man. And thanks again for the Victor, man. I really appreciate it. The horse. That's I'm really excited about that. I will make sure to pack my actual Victor for Atlanta this weekend, though. Thanks, man. Yeah, the pre-con. I'm probably gonna buy one just to have one, if I'm being honest. I think it's pretty cool. So Rouse, and then our next hand is we have a Thunderquake in our next card on top of our deck's a Thunderquake. And then I think our hand after that it's a blue Thunderquake, not a red Thunderquake. We have a blue Thunderquake, and then I think our third and our fourth hand are like really poorly set up with Rouse the Ancients that don't work together very well. So I think that's going to be a problem for us. Thought I hit pass right there. Want to make sure I didn't. So now we're starting to count towards third cycle. And third cycle is going to be that we have now put 3 cards into our deck. And we're going to be looking at Terra Sunder, Cranial Crush, then Thunk is how I'm going to do this. So we're now counting towards third cycle. Nick typed GG there. I don't really know why. Like, the game's not really over yet. But so we now have 3 cards put into our deck for third cycle. I mean, we have to block 6 here, unfortunately. Like, I can't just not... I can't take any damage here. Could I disable, block like this, and then throw the Macho Grande? Yeah, that wins the game here. That ends the game right here. So we don't need to worry about third cycle anymore. This ends the game by itself with 8 Dominite. Put GG in the chat now. Since he said it a minute ago, I didn't really want to say it preemptively because sometimes like I lose games like that. Like occasionally stuff like that will happen where we randomly lose games. So, all right, man, those were 2 very grindy games right there. Oh no, Crank, that wasn't like a toxic GG. That was Nick saying that he's lost the game, man. That's one of my teammates we were just playing against. Yeah, that wasn't toxic at all. I understand why you think that for sure, but that wasn't toxic. Like, that wasn't him being toxic. Let's see. I'm thinking either KO or Victor. Maybe I should wait. You do KO. I mean, like, I think that buying the precon is cool. Like, I mean, like, I think they put some cool cards in the precons. I don't like that they're precons only, but I understand why they do it from like a marketing perspective. So I don't know, like, I think it's cool. I'll probably buy the KO one because I want that chess piece to have, even though it's just an M. I could probably pick it up pretty cheap, but you know, they're relatively priced too, so like it's not too bad. But I'll probably pick up the KO one. So I don't think buying the KO one is a bad investment if that's what you're asking, size, for sure. Would offer to play, but I'm at work for a while longer, dude. No worries, man. No worries at all. I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out. I know it's tough sometimes with work and everything going on. So Josh is always toxic towards me. That's like Josh's role in my life, is to be toxic while I play games. All right, so I got 2 big hydrates I haven't done yet. I got to go get water for that so we can do some big hydrates. I got to use the bathroom. We're going to take like a 2-minute break, and when I come back, we'll be playing more Victor and practicing for this coming weekend. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. All right, short break, and we're back. Yo, Size, thanks for the follow on Twitch, man. I appreciate that while I was gone there. What the intermission. And Crank, I'm doing well. How's your day going, brother? You doing all right today, man? Victor looks fun. Dude, don't listen to Josh. Victor is a lot of fun. Like, Victor's a cool deck. Josh is a warrior player. He's been abused too many times by the old Clash mechanic. Yeah. You gotta take Josh with a grain of salt there sometimes. Oh man. Oh Lord. Gonna look at something. Kano is pretty good, by the way. Yeah, no, I mean, I think Kano is actually in a really good spot in the metagame right now. 100% agree with that, Mick, for sure. Toxic Flames, bro, that should be your name, Josh. Like, that should just be your name, Toxic Flames. I'm so here for that. That would be awesome. I hate Dory. Why do you hate Dory? Yeah, dude, I think Kano has a lot of very good matchups in the metagame right now. Like, don't sleep on Kano at your next event at any ProQuest. Oh, speak of the devil and it shall appear. So let's go second. I think it's always better to go second into the menacing monster of Kano here. We run AB2, Balance of Justice, Tech Plating. We bring in Outbustle, Zealous Beltings, Pummels, Pulverizes, one Pulverize, and we cut all of our Clash cards because they quite literally do nothing. And we just run 60 and try to hope to run them over. It's all we can do here. Hey, Annabelle, what's up? You just don't like playing Dory? I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Like, I mean, if you just don't enjoy something, don't play it. Like, 100%, that's what I would tell you. Like, if you're not enjoying something, don't play it. It's like the absolute truth. We got a big hydrate here for Caleb, and then we got another one coming after this. All right, one down. Shoo! Now we home and pray. I mean, I feel like praying's all I can do into this matchup. I think we're going to pitch like this. We want to be able to play our Rouse next turn. Like, we want to be able to play our Rouse next turn if at all possible, for sure. Or they might have fab at the game stores, or now you only buy online in person. Yeah, dude, Crank, I completely agree. Like, being able to play, like in person, being able to buy your cards in person is, like, awesome. Like, it's way better. In my opinion, like, I like having, like, a local game store to go and, like, buy cards from 100%. 100%. All right, we're going to hope to be able to play our Rouse this turn. That is, like, the idea of this turn, is so that we can play our Rouse. We want to be able to set it up that way. Got a headache, but got strawberry juice and pizza. Oh, strawberry juice and pizza sounds good. I think I'm just hungry. I could definitely eat, definitely go for some pizza right now. Sorry, you got a headache, though. He's live, preparing for planning on playing Victor, even though my heart wants to play Bravo. Well, dude, Bram, I appreciate you coming by and hanging out, man. 100%. Big Sag, we cannot. We have to just throw Thunderquake here. It's the best thing we can do. Just throw Thunderquake. And then Arsenal to Command and Conquer. The fact that we pitched Rouse the Ancient should tell our opponent that we did not have another blue here. But I like their decision to block 9 here. But yeah, I mean, dude, I think that I 100% think that Victor is in a better spot. Dude, come on. Killing me right now, Smalls. That Victor's in a better spot in the current meta than Bravo is, but it, like, I mean, I get it. Sometimes, like, the heart wants what the heart wants. Dude, is everybody voting for Azalea, Trent? I'm honestly, like, I really like Azalea, so I'm actually, if that's what everybody's voting for, I'm low-key excited, though, for sure. Let me know if you want Dory, Azuri, or Teklo practice. So I'm going to be honest, like, I don't really, like, ever plan to play against Teklo Vossen because, like, if people are playing it, people are playing it, and that's just kind of how it goes, unfortunately, for me. So I don't think this can be stopped here. I think we're just going to look at playing this. Like, they might have another 6, but I doubt it. So And then, so this is like the Brainstorm Kano, I think. If they're playing Sync Belows and whatnot, I think this is the Brainstorm Kano, like where they're trying to like set it up. Oh, they only do MTG and Warhammer. So I also know that feeling, Crank. I also know that feeling. That like what it's like to like not have like fab driven stores, and it can be tough for sure sometimes. That can be frustrating. I know that feeling too well. But I'd like to know if you did particularly want to practice against it. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate you throwing it out there. But yeah, I think Dory's going to be like a very played against deck. Like Dory's going to be a very played deck in Atlanta this weekend. So like, yeah, if you want to play Dory, like that's good practice for me for sure. God, these hands are something else. These hands are something else. I mean, we could make a surge and throw the Command and Conquer here. God, I hate when it does this. Yeah, he's definitely playing second cycle Kano right now, 100%. I think that's absolutely something like that's like 1000% what he's playing against us right now. I mean, maybe I should be hanging on to my CNCs until I find pummels. I don't know, but this is definitely. I played against this the other night, and my opponent like truly understood his deck and played it masterfully. I don't think I'm saying that right, but you guys know what I'm saying. When he played it against me the other night, and it was very impressive to like watch and to see my opponent set it all up. I mean, none of these really matter. Like Chokeslam, Debilitate, irrelevant cards here. They don't do anything. We're just going to use one of our blues to try and... Bro, our opponent is like undoing a lot of things here. I was like, I assume it's like misclicking kind of stuff. We're going to pitch the Macho Grande here to AB2 as my opponent tries to leak some damage there and push some stuff through. Sure, good to play Dory. Good to bounce. Have a good stream. Size, thanks for hanging out, man. I hope you have a good night, brother. Let's make a surge and throw Chokeslam. We'll just throw 8, have 2 floating, and then we always have the Debilitate if we need it. Also, looks like we have a pummel here we might play. So, yeah, my opponent's like doing a fantastic job of like setting up pitch stack and playing the patient game here. I really think they are playing this well to this point. I'm going to try and Terrace under Debilitate here, because I think that's a really good line. 9 Dominate against this deck is good. Force them to probably try and discard some cards they don't want to. Or maybe they'll just kill us. Maybe they'll just kill us. Who knows? For picking Grindstone. So, like, if you're asking, like, why I'm not playing Grindstone, Crank, so I don't think that like Miller's Grindstone or a Nothos are really like the two like the bounce back options. The options, I mean, I guess I should just AB1 here, right? If you're talking about like when I pick to play a two-handed hammer, when I pick to play a Nothos or like Titan's Fist, or like if you mean between the big hammer and the smaller hammer, if that's what you mean, it depends on how aggressive I want to be in certain situations. So, like in this matchup, I want to be as aggressive as possible. I just want to be attacking and I want to be throwing damage at my opponent, and I want them to be blocking as much as possible so that I can really try to apply pressure. And in I don't know, that's interesting. But like in other matchups, like against like Kayo, Rhinar, Levia, like I want to be blocking more, and I want to be able to keep one card hands to still throw hammer to like kind of still slowly push myself forward to play offense a little bit. That's when I decide that I want to play. That's when I'm deciding that I want to play Titan's Fist over a Nothos. So I don't know if that helps answer your question at all there, or if that was even the question. Are you saying that because of the Belusionist, Josh? That like Kano's going to be in a bad spot when it comes to Belusionist time? Because I do actively agree with that statement. I mean, I think just throwing Terra Sunder into Thunderquake is fine. Like, this is 11 Dominate. We're going to try and push a lot of damage here. Terra Sunder Hammer could be covered up with a Respite. Could be covered up with a, I don't know, like a Sync or a Fate here. Like, they have a lot of options. And so, like, hopefully they have an awkward hand where they're, like, forced to block and, like, discard some cards instead of, like, trying to play actual Kano stuff against me before the damage hits. I assume, yep, D-React incoming. There it is. And then hopefully there's no Respite in their hand. That would be a big Sag for me. So they take 4, go to 15, and discard a Gaze and an Ether Spindle. Okay. We're doing what we can here. I mean, not that that's a lot, to be honest, but we are doing what we can here. There's one more Pummel in the deck. I am going to try to set up to have the Pummel with the CNC here. D-React? Yep. Okay, there it is. There it is.
Let's freaking go.
Yo, Sammy, thank you for the follow and kick. I appreciate you hanging out and being here with us tonight. Appreciate that very much. A lot of things you guys could be doing on a lot of things y'all could be doing on your on a Tuesday night. So I appreciate y'all hanging out here. I mean, I guess it's Tuesday night here. I don't know what time it is where you guys are. Let's make a Surge, throw the Command and Conquer, and I think this is going to line up pretty well for us here. I think. That's my teammate? Silverback 55 is your teammate, Taylor? Is that what you're saying? He's not my teammate if he loses? LOL, that's hilarious. I mean, the Blue Assassin could be a threat. Like, if you're using Chi to, like, you know, like, really disrupt, like, to, like, really, like, disrupt, like, what your opponent's pitch stack looks like with cards like that. Like, I think that could be something. Yeah, like, that could be for sure. I mean, I could have played Rouse there, but, like, I think I'm better off to, like, play the CNC Pummel there, right? Because, like, the Rouse is good with Go Again, but at the same time, like, I can also get, like, punished if I... Like, so I pitch a blue to play Rouse and then reveal... Like, how could I have even played Rouse there? I don't think I could have played Rouse. Oh, you're saying I should have Arsenaled the Rouse. I see. Oh, yeah, dude, you don't have to, like, say Bryce Morgan. I know who Bryce is, brother. I like Bryce. He's a nice guy. He comes to a lot of the local pro quests. I think Bryce is a pretty cool guy. He's nice. He's fun to play against. He's very competitive, which I like about him. Yeah, so you're completely right, Annabelle. If they know what they're doing, we are, like, basically already dead here. Like, if Bryce 100% knows what's going on, like, I am, like... We're already dead at this point in time. Oh, man. I think it's better just to throw 8 here and be able to AB 2 because it requires cards out of his hand and we can Arsenal the E-Strike here. I do think that is a better play. We're going to pitch the Macho Grande and the Chokes. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter what we pitch here. We're pitching blues to come in for 8 regardless. I mean, he can just block this, which is also fine. Like, maybe that was a mistake because maybe that was the one turn he needed to, like, be able to wait. And we'll Arsenal this. So I can go 5 Go Again, or I can throw the Zealous Belting here. I think this is a better play here, right? Because we can go Zealous Belting into 7. Like, situationally. We could also just go Again if we wanted to. I actually like this play of Go Again here because, like, we're still able to AB two things. And if they decide to, if my opponent decides to set up and play the and, like, go for something here and, like, draws a couple cards, we can, like, balance to, like, find another card here. So I'm gonna crank. I really want to play Enigma. Like, I think that, like, the Belusionist concept is really cool to me. I really liked Icelander. So I was telling somebody today that I am an enjoyer of resource-heavy decks. Like, decks that play a lot of resources are a lot of fun to me. Like, I think it adds a lot of consistency to the game plan of what you're trying to accomplish, and I think that's what I really liked about Icelander and what she was trying to do as a whole. And I assume you're just going to give me your last 2 cards here. Probably should have made a Surge there. There's no way for me to die with that on the line right there, so... I mean, This hand's not great. Like, he's probably just going to try and go off. We're just going to have to hope that AB3 is enough here. Yep, draw 2 cards. That's fine. When he puts Kano on the stack, we are going to draw a card. That's fine. Yeah, like... So Bryce realizes he wants to undo so that we can't use our balance of justice in response to, like, certain timings that he wants to keep us from having. And I think that's a smart play. I wholeheartedly like that response for him doing that. When he goes to, like, put any, like, kind of arcane damage on the stack, we're probably just going to respond by seeing that. He also... So Bryce did get extra information there. So, like, technically, we let Bryce have extra information by, like, letting him see the Ether Flare and then, like, going back and activating Kano. So, technically, Bryce got extra information there, but he did it so quickly that I genuinely believe that Bryce realized he was like, oh, no, that was a mistake. Like, it's habit to just want to play that card there. And I think that Bryce realized he doesn't want to do that. That he literally just wants to be like, yep, like, I'm just going to... like, he just wanted to be like, yeah, like, I need to put this over here. And I think that was the correct play. The cool thing is that if Bryce did this really well, like, it's not going to matter that I'm at 31 and I can take off 10 points of his combo. I'm just super dead. Bryce is a piece of shit. Jesus Christ, that's extremely aggressive. I don't think he... I don't know. He, like, with 3 energy potions in play, he might be able to kill me. This deck does, like, 500-600 damage when it goes off. Like, or I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it really does upwards of like 100 points of damage, so I don't know. No, you always stay for my class and stay on your guardians. Dude, listen, I played OG Prism, man. Get out of here, Josh. Yeah, dude, Sam's right. Taylor just out here like uber aggressive, like crapping on teammates over here, bro. Like, I mean, like, this is it. Like, Bryce is now at a point in the game where, like, short of him, like, drawing more cards to, like, actively be able to, like, block, he has made the decision he's killing me or he's not here. I caught the message really late. Yeah, sorry, Brad. That happens sometimes when I'm trying to focus on the game. If a pretty aggro person... Yeah, bro, that was not English at all. Fam, what? It was not in any way. I would be curious to know what you were trying to say, Taylor. Well, while Bryce is thinking, we got another big hydrate I haven't done yet, so... All right. It's also very unfortunate for us that this wasn't a blue. If this is a blue, we actually have access to like 6 resources to AB here. Taylor said, I'm curious what I was trying to say also. I feel like that's classic Taylor. Based. I say that randomly all the time because of you now. Thanks a lot, man. MILBM. Man, I love Bryce Morgan, bro. By the way, I want to learn Dory. You want to face Dory? Annabelle's going to play Dory against me after this, I think, is what we're doing. You think are being slept on? What cards have surprised you in testing? So, Bob, I honestly think that, like, Katsu is, like, one of the best picks for Atlanta this weekend, in all honesty. I think that Katsu is one of the best picks for, like, Atlanta this weekend. And, like, if I wasn't just, like, honestly, like, in love with Victor, I would probably consider playing it.
Go. You love to see it.
Yo, let's go. Brims with the follow on Twitch. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us tonight. And then I'm probably dead. As long as that's a Blazing Ether in his arsenal, we're, like, super dead here, right? Because this Ether Flare is for, like, it's over 9,000. And then Ether Arc. I don't know. Might be for 15. It might not. I haven't counted. 13. I go to 2. No resources left. Num 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 num. Wow, we ended up getting there. Yeah. So Taylor, Are you gonna hold Bryce to the fact that he's no longer your teammate? We'll go back and clip it if I need to, and we'll send it to him. Oh no, I'm kidding. I think that deck is actually insanely hard to play. So if you were like trying to learn to play that deck, like that's probably like this is probably a good matchup for you to like stop to be able to sit and take the time and figure it out. He's in my team Discord right now telling me to shut up. Bro, Bryce Wash confirmed, dude. Y'all are awful. Y'all are so toxic, bro. Oh, man. Hope James White and Brian Gottlieb stop catering to the babies and give me back Icelander soon. I don't think they're going to give you Icelander back anytime soon. I feel very ready for Atlanta, Taylor, to be honest. Yo, Gomez. I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us tonight. A lot of things y'all could be doing on Tuesday night. I appreciate y'all being here and chilling with us. Is the drawing... Oh, this drawing behind me here? Yeah, so this is like one of those like animated, like, I don't know, like things. And it's like, that's me, my fiance Carly, and our cat Taryn. Some of our friends actually got that for me. They got it for us as an engagement present, and I've had it in the back of the stream ever since then. I honestly, like, I really like it. I've never, like... So for the longest time, I didn't have anything in the background of my stream, and then, like, when we turned the desk to face this wall so that I could stream like this, it was just the wall, and we were like, whoa, that's bad. So now we have, like, this picture of us, and we have, like, the Flesh and Blood poster, and, like, I've got my Funko Pop that Curly got me, and I've got my Fast and Furious Lego car that we put together. So I'm caricature. Yes, that's the word. Thank you, James. That is the word I'm looking for. Thank you very much. It is. You hear that, Taylor? Katsu best pick. Katsu sucks. Who would ever play that? Taylor actively said that he likes Katsu. He just thinks it's too difficult to play. And if Taylor's saying that, there's not a shot I'm playing it, like, at all. Like, so, absolutely. All right, guys, I got to use the bathroom again. These big hydrates, they run through me. So we're going to take... would we be able to see the cat? Possibly. Hey, Carly. Yeah? Can you bring Taryn in here? Yeah. She laughed. She's going to bring Taryn in here. She does better carrying Taryn than I do, so... Okay, yeah, Carly's playing Fortnite right now, so it's going to take just a second. Taylor Crawford high-rolled me at Friday Night Armory with Katsu. Dude, Taylor, I feel like Taylor just... Everybody's like, oh, God, Taylor Crawford. Like, everybody has Taylor bad beat stories. Like, I feel like everybody has those, man. I get it. Yeah, I do. I think the deck is very hard, and it, like, requires a lot of reps. You're very right, Sam. Like, it's very true. It's a very skill-intensive, hard-to-play deck, 100%. Sam said, the Taylor? You mean the Taylor that I dumpstered in the finals? Ah. Oh. Can we get a quick armor weapon tech for each matchup, or would you happen... So, Gio, if you go to my YouTube, you can actually find a deck tech I did on my Victor deck where I won an RTN with it. Now it's got my older list that I played, and it has my newer list in there, and both of those lists have matchups built into them, and you can see and kind of play the deck for yourself. So if that's something you're interested in, you can find that on my YouTube. And you should be able to hit !YT, no matter what platform you're on, and find that. So you can see that video that way. Taylor has a few bad beat stories about me too. Don't worry. Nice. I like that. Deck's piss easy? Dude, get out of here, Annabelle. That deck is not piss easy, bro. That deck is not piss easy. That deck is like, I think that deck, like, okay, so, okay, here we go. Cat time. Hang on. Taryn looks so uncomfortable. She's like, why did you wake me up? Dude, she was asleep right now, and she looks very miserable. Hi, Taryn. Yeah, Taryn was asleep. You can see it all over her face. She's not having this right now. This is Taryn. Everybody say hi to Taryn.
She's like, what did you do?
She's looking at me like, I'll kill you. I know. I love you too. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Dude. Taryn was not happy about that. I can tell you guys that right now. Taryn was not happy about that. So Katsu is kind of like some like aggro decks in my opinion. They're like easy to play on like a basic level, but they are hard to master. Like, and I think that with Katsu specifically, very much so. All right, water's running through me again. I gotta take a 2-minute break. I'm gonna use the bathroom, and when I come back, if Annabelle wants to, we're gonna be playing against Dory to get some practice in for Atlanta. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. All right, short break, and we're back. The cat was like, "Why the hell you wake me up?" Yeah, no, I think Taryn actively very much felt that way. Taryn generally feels that way when we wake her up. That is like a general thing that she feels when we wake her up. She's now wandering around, like to think we woke her up, and she's just kind of meandering around at this point in time. But yeah, so we talked about playing Dory against Annabelle. If Annabelle's still hanging out, we can get a game in. I was like, if not. If somebody wants to play, I was like, if she's not available, then like we can play some other time. Yep. All right, let's do it. Looking for. I think that's how you spell that. I don't know. We're gonna hope so. Creating a game. And Josh did a big hydrate while we were gone, so. Oh, all right. So against Dory, we have like our aggro plan here. Hey, someone spelled it right. Let's go. I'll take the win. I'll take the win. I went to the Palmetto State Armory tonight. I don't even know what that is. I like your name, Unbanned Ball Lightning. That's fun. I do like that name. Popping off. Dude, I love to hear armories popping off. Against Dory, we want everything but sink belows. And since we're going first, maybe we get lucky and we can heave a pulverize. We'll see. Annabelle, if you're still listening, good luck. Hey, what's up, eh? Appreciate you coming by and saying that, man. Hope you're having a good day as well, buddy. Getting some last minute practice in for Atlanta here. Just trying to make sure we have what we want here. So I think we're in a pretty good spot to, like, we can throw the rouse here, right? So I could throw the Cranial Crush and then just arsenal the rouse. There's no guarantee we can play the rouse next turn. So part of me wants to just take the value of throwing rouse. Actually, you know what we should do? Let's just pitch the Chokeslam to make a surge and then arsenal the rouse and pass. I think that's a better line here because it gives us the ability. Now, this hand allows us to be able to go. We can actually go rouse. So we can pitch Buckling Blow to go rouse. We can reveal the Pulverize. Actually, it's probably better off that we reveal the Cranial Crush and the Debilitate and then throw the Debilitate, arsenal the Pulverize. Maybe, no, we pitched a blue, so maybe we're pitching 2 blues. We could just pitch the Pulverize so that we'll have it set up for second cycle here. Yeah, dude, I already brought water back with me. We already got one, fam. I think we're just going to say no blocks and take whatever. I mean, I guess that could be a problem. We could block with the Pulverize instead of trying to set it up here. All right, Josh is calling it now. Pummel gets stuck for 10 turns. We're going to keep track of that. I will crown it away unofficially just to make you be wrong, Josh. Yeah, I think that we should block here. I think this is a good block. Card like Glint could put us in a bad spot here, but I think that this is the correct decision to make. We've now put 1 card into our deck, and it is a Buckling Blow. Or I'm sorry, it's a Chokeslam. We pitched a Chokeslam to keep the Buckling Blow because Buckling Blow has text in this matchup and Chokeslam does not. So Annabelle passes. Interesting. So maybe she didn't have Go Again there. I don't know. Maybe there was no Go Again there. I'm not sure. But either way, this is 7 into 8 to like start the game off in a positive fashion. So our first 3 cards are going to be Chokeslam, Buckling Blow, Cranial Crush. And after this, we're going to be 3 cards into our deck. That wasn't a fantastic block. You didn't like blocking there, Brad? You didn't like blocking with the Pulverize? Why didn't you like blocking with the Pulverize there? I mean, if we just had, you know, like if we hadn't had the Debilitate, we just had 3 blues, I would have just said no blocks and thrown the Pulverize there, but like maybe setting up the Pulverize for second cycle was better there. Like it could have been. I say no, but mainly because I'm a warrior main. I mean, okay, that works. I like blocking there because like with 2 cards in hand, you can get punished by the hatchets. Like you can really get like punished and like hurt in a bad way. So like she had 2 floating there. There was 2 floating resources, which means technically like Glint the Quicksilver into hit and run would have allowed 3 attacks there. And I think that it's technically better to, make that decision. There, I don't know. Like setting up the Pulverize for second cycle is also like insanely value play. Like that's like there's a lot of value in that for us. Knowing that the Debilitate is coming, I'm surprised to see giving up on the Dynamo there. Oh, is this a shunt? Okay. All right. So Blade Flurry. So there's a Blade Flurry pitched. All right, so we are now 3 cards into our deck at this point in time. So what are we blocking here? So if I block this, if I block with Thunderquake, I get to go E-Strike Terra Sunder, putting Terra Sunder on the bottom for 7, Arsenal the Command and Conquer, because we do have the pummels in the deck. And we could try to set that up. But if I block here, I'm just giving up. I mean, I guess with the bracers, it's now or later. Like it's the same thing regardless here or there. So blocking here is better. Plus, it prevents the ability to be able to have a third hatchet swung this turn. So I like there. Yeah, having 10k points does pay off for you. That's for sure. Okay, so I mean, this is interesting. Reason I say is because they had no reason to waste a card for going in. Dynamo was up. They were already down a card for Goblet. Matchup, they are happy to not throw away cards. I mean, that's fair. That actually makes sense, Brad. Like, that's, especially like that early in the game. That's fair. That makes a lot of sense. So, if I take 6, I'm essentially agreeing to take 4 more, and I don't like that exchange. So I think what we're going to do is just block 6 and then Arsenal the CNC. I think that's a better exchange for us. They got a lot of value there by being able to take all the cards out of our hand, but I think this is a better turn cycle for us. Like, to be able to just stop the cards there. Like, we have some extra cards that we can play with, so... Let's block Disable. Kind of see where we go from here. Blade Flurry. Okay. Blade Runner. Okay, so if there is a hit and run in hand, they can. Yep. So, I mean, we can't stop anything here now. Jesus, why is this for 9? Because of the hit and run, the Blade Flurry, and the Blade Runner? Jesus, what a, I don't know, like, what a very solid start here for them. I mean, I hate to, like, just keep blocking out damage here over and over again, but I think it's the correct thing to do. And it's 36 all now at this point. Yo, Slip, what's up, dude? How are you, brother? So we've still only put 3 cards into our deck at this point, which is like, that's like they are winning the card economy battle right now. Like, all right, cool. This can be something to try and get us some value here. Hopefully we're winning the Trouts. I mean, with there are cards in our deck. Like, we did bring in the pummels, so it could be like bad for us. So this is 5 on hit. They get a copper. I don't think I care about this, right? Like, this just, like, the copper just doesn't matter. Like, the on hit effect is. I'm actually kind of getting punished from that block, from blocking 9 there. Why is that, Brad? Curious. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just curious to know why. So that is very bad for us. Like, you hate to see that, honestly. No go again. Interesting. All right, so we're going to throw the Zealous. Now, one of our pummels is on the bottom. We're now 4 cards into our deck, and we know we have a red Debilitate on top of our deck. So making a Surge and throwing the Hammer here is a better play than, I think, throwing CNC. Oh, the Pulverized block? You would have slowed 2 turns back-to-back by... So I couldn't send the Pulverize, right? Like, there was no way for me to send the Pulverize. I might have drawn... Are you referring to the fact that, like, I might have drawn a... like, did I draw a triple blue hand after that? If I drew a triple blue hand, I could throw the Pulverize, if you mean arsenaling it there. If that's what you mean. I should make more Fortnite videos? Well, dude, I appreciate that. That's very nice. I really appreciate that. But I haven't made a Fortnite video in quite a while. We went through a period where we were like playing Fortnite all the time, and then we just kind of weren't. So I just kind of like, we stopped playing Fortnite for a while. But like, we started playing Fortnite quite a bit again. So I mean, making more Fortnite videos could be. I know I missed them. Well, dude, I really appreciate that. I I really appreciate that a whole bunch. I was worried that like it maybe wasn't like people didn't really enjoy like that level of content from me. So if we give Thunderquake and Debilitate here, I can throw Spinal for 10 because of the Vigor and the Surge, so we can actually deny them the ability to throw another Hatchet here and then throw Spinal for 10, which is pretty good. Carly and I are playing games tomorrow. I don't know if we're playing Fortnite or if we're going to try and play another game. But I mean, we might play Fortnite tomorrow. We've been playing a lot of Fortnite. Like, I just don't stream it anymore, really. But I mean, if everybody like really enjoys the like non-card game streams, like when I like post videos and stuff like that, I mean, we've started doing it about once a week, sort of like when I'm out of town or something. But I mean, it's something that we could like try to do more regularly. I was in Discord chat with my teammates right after you blocked. I mean, no, like it's very possible I did draw triple blues. I'm not a huge fan of arsenaling Pulverize early, if I'm being entirely honest, because there are a lot of times when I do get punished for not drawing triple blues, and it's tough. It's tough to like come back from that on certain things, so I get that. Get burnt out on it. Yeah, I mean, I think you do too much of anything and you kind of get burnt out after a while. You know, like even like cards, you know, like even Flesh and Blood for me, like after a while, like, you know, I need a break sometimes. Need to like take a moment to kind of like, you know, just sit and like collect myself again. Man, I really hate to block with a Golden Sun here. I mean, technically we could block with Wallop. They played one Blade Flurry. They've pitched one Blade Flurry. What did we pitch? One card last turn? So what is it? The 6th card into my deck, I think. So we had done 3 cards. This was card number 4. This was card number 5. And then we pitched our 6th card last turn. So if I block here, I can go out muscle into Command and Conquer, knowing that there's still 2 Command and Conquers to play with my 2 pummels. So I think this is a good block. I think we're just supposed to take 3 here to play our out muscle line. I do agree. Fortnite is amazing. Like Carly and I play a lot of Fortnite. Like it's something I don't stream very often, but Carly and I play a lot of Fortnite. That is something we play very regularly. No, the turn that I had the Pulverize in my hand, I did not have 3 blues. I had 2 blues and a Debilitate, a red Debilitate with the Pulverize. Because I actively would have just made the decision to throw the Pulverize had I had it in my hand. That 100% would have been my decision there. So, yeah, I did not have it. Who's the final boss in Fab? Ooh, that is a great question. So, I would say within like, you know, like locally, like when I say locally, I mean within like 2 or 3 hours of me. I would say that Taylor Crawford is like the final boss for me because I struggle to beat him at high level events. Like I'm like 1-4 against him lifetime. I think like 1-3, 1-4, something like that. So card 6, this is 7 and 8. So we're gonna go Macho and then the Golden Sun. So yeah, like I struggle to beat him regularly. So he's probably like my final boss, honestly. Josh said obviously me, just for all the shit talking he does. I really don't want to give up equipment over this. But this is probably worth, right? Like, this is probably worth it here. To try and stop them from having a 3rd hit. And we win with the, Pulverize. Or, I'm sorry, with the Thunk, which feels really good. What else did we put on the bottom? So that was card number 9. We put a Chokeslam was card number 9. I mean, I could block Chokeslam and take 2 here, which I think is fine. I don't know, like, I guess with the Civic Steps, I kind of get punished if I let this hit here. But I don't really want to give up equipment. I think I would, like, is Spill Blood till the end of the turn? So blocking with the Civic Steps was actually just wildly incorrect right there. So we can just go ahead and give up the Tech Plating here. I'm not a huge fan of this play, but I think Like, I think it's what we need to do right here. So yeah, the Chokeslam was the 9th card we put into our deck. So make a Surge, and let's throw the Spinal Crush for 11. I mean, it's a pretty good line from us here. I think this is a pretty good play here. No, that's fair, dude. That's fair. I completely get it. Taylor cheats? I don't think Taylor cheats. I think Taylor's a good player who's patient and understands the game and plays very methodically. But yeah, Taylor cheats. I like that. A number 9, a large number 9. What? What are you talking about, Slip? And James, were you saying yes to the fact that it was a mistake to block with the Civic Steps? Or yes that I should block with the tech plating there? Or yes to both? Trounce into Spinal twice. Yeah, yeah. They said Annabelle said Trounce into Spinal twice. Jeez. So this is cards. We just went cards like 9. This is 10 and 11, right? Yeah, this is 10 and 11. We just put into the deck, and this is just 2. So do we put 11 cards into our deck at this point in time? Oh, you were saying yes that Spill Blood is the full turn. Yeah, I'm glad that I read that, because I think like letting the second hatchet hit would have been a big mistake right there on my part. Was bopping out the Persona 5 OST, but getting the feeling I should be putting on Dark Souls. What? I think she's saying like that this is not going the way she wanted. Am I supposed to just like throw 9 Dominite there and take this? Like maybe that's a more aggressive line. I just take 2, considering like, I mean, I was assuming that it was Blade Runner into the Tunic for the hatchet there. We could Arsenal the Terra Sunder. Crown it away if we need to. I don't think that arsenaling the Terra Sunder this early in the game is a good play for me. I think it's better to just keep the surges going and continue to just throw 8 over and over again here. Just playing here. Bro, I know. I have made 2 mistakes with Civic Steps tonight. I'd much rather get those out of the way now, for sure, though. So let's see. Card number 9 was the Chokeslam. So if we do this, we might be able to get the Golden Sun together with it. So this is going to be 12 and 13. We're now 13 cards into our deck. We are going to block this here with the Thunderquake. We're going to throw the Chokeslam for 8, and then we're going to Arsenal the Pummel. We are going to take whatever they do here with the Hatchet. So I think we're just going to go to 25, throw 8 at them, and then... oh, that's really good, because that makes an agility too. Wow, that is so good. And they get to use Tunic to come in for 3 one more time. That is such a punishing play for me. That was really clean. Like, I was not expecting the shift the tide of battle right there. Like, that was yeah, that was good. Dumb on me. Yeah. So 13 cards back into our deck at this point, after pitching 2 cards that way. So we went 2 cards last turn to be able to throw the Chokeslam. So, yeah, that's fine. We can undo that. That's fine. Annabelle wants to block differently. I forgot I had an agility. It definitely shifted the tide of battle. That's true. Taylor Crawford touched me in the out-of-the-box bathroom. Bro, what? So, Jose, once the Hatchet gets the buff, you'll notice that it says gets +1 until the end of the turn. So if you go Hatchet of Body into Hatchet of Mind and then into Hatchet of Mind again, it's going to be for 3 because it was the last thing to be played, because it has the +1 till the end of the turn, which is really cool. So let's see, what was that? 13, that was 14. We just put our 14th card back into our deck. This hand is phenomenal. I'm thinking we're supposed to block 3 here. If I block with Buckling Blow, I can pummel the Golden Sun. Or I could just say no blocks, and I could go 7, go again into Hammer. I don't know. I think the 7 might be better here, but we're also giving them the ability to throw the hatchet at me 3 times, which I'm not a fan of. Might have been a mistake there. I mean, I think we've committed to the line, so I think we're just going to see this one through. Okay, so thankfully no go again there. Very thankful for me that that was the situation. So what, we threw the Chokeslam last turn and put 1 card back into the deck. So we went up to 14. We're 14 cards in the deck, I'm pretty sure. I've been reading the chat more, and like it's like I've been not 100% keeping up. So I think we want to save the pummel. Like we've only seen 1 CNC. We haven't put one on the bottom yet. Like, so I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen another one, and we're hanging on to this pummel, but like Annabelle's done a good job of hanging on to Crown of Providence for a long part of this game. So curious to see how they block right here. Josh, I've never talked shit about you being a warrior main. I don't think anybody's ever talked shit about you being an anything main, dude. Like, what are you talking about, bro? So I mean, I think making a surge and throwing the hammer here is a fine play. Like, I think I would rather set this up so that we can go 15-16. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Golden Sun Buckling Blow for 15-16 and then Thunderquake, which means we will have then put 17 cards into our deck. So 17 cards, and we'll be up a little bit on life. Might look to use equipment if we find a good pummel hand. It's also tough because we've only seen what, 2 Take It on the Chins. We've seen 1 Sink Below, 1 Fate Foreseen, and 1 Stillblade Shunt. And I'm going to assume that there's at least 1 more copy of Stillblade Shunt in the list, and then there's probably I would say 2 more Sinks and 2 more Fates. So we have to be a little bit careful on what we decide we want to pummel and how our opponent blocks and how we move forward with that situation. Ooh, that's a good question, Slip. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure if we're gonna get a Demi Hero. I think that would be really cool to get a Demi Hero. I would really enjoy getting one. I like the concept of Demi Heroes and like how they like play into the game. I think is pretty fun. So this is 15, 16, 17. We are now 17 cards into our deck. The Test of Strength's looking real good here. Test of Strength's looking real good here. Yes, let's clash and put theirs on the bottom so that we can play Command and Conquer Pummel here. Man, that is really good. Maybe I'm not supposed to play Command and Conquer Pummel. Like, am I supposed to crown this away? Knowing that we put 17 cards in, it would be card number 18. I could crown this away and try to make... This is a very awkward hand. So there's no way they're attacking again here regardless, right? Also, the Command and Conquer Pummel doesn't really do anything, I suppose. Let's crown away the Pulverize here. So this is card number 18 going into the deck. So we're up 3. We have 3, 4, 5 points of equipment left, and 3 plus like probably 5 if I had to guess. I don't know. So Yeah, Civic Steps could have been good. We could have given Civic Steps and Tectonic Plating and a card, but I think I wanted to give Crown to like try and like make my hand a little bit more functional. There's no world. Like, I think we're just going to throw 10 Overpower, and then we're just going to keep the CNC Pummel for next turn and hope that they give us like 2 cards here. I think like if they give us like a couple of cards here, like their hand is going to be like a little bit more lackluster. So because with them being at 10, they feel more incentivized to block this, I think. Does Elise compared to the other two? So she's got my vote. Yeah, I think Enigma having like I really want to play Enigma. Like, I really like the Illusionist class. I like OG Prism a lot. Again, I know that everybody's like, oh, you liked OG Prism because you liked how broken she was. And it's like, yeah, I did. I don't run from that. Like, I just come into the game. I do not argue with that sentiment. Like, I liked OG Prism because of how broken she was and how she played on both sides of the turn cycle. But I do like Illusionist, and I'm curious to see what the new Illusionist looks like. So that was card number 19 into the deck. And then are we looking at giving Tech Plating and Civic Steps here? And then giving Test of Strength on the next one? Could be a Blade Flurry here. 19 cards into our deck. I really want to play the Command and Conquer Pummel, but pummeling a Debilitate would be just as good here. Let's block like this. I think blocking like this is fine. Again, Blade Flurry would be bad for me here, but I think this is fine. We're just playing the value game here. Yo! Let's go! Ball Lightning with that Prime sub. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. A lot of great content creators out there you can share that with every month, so I really appreciate you throwing that my way. Really means a lot, man. So if I make a Surge with Spinal Crush and then throw the Command and Conquer, I won't have the Debilitate left. Am I drawing a card to find a blue here? There's no world that's correct, right? Like, there's just no shot that's correct. Because we have what? Tell Annabelle we're thinking. Let's see. We've seen all our trounces so far. And we've seen 2 Tests of Strength. So there's 1 Test of Strength left to win a gold. And if we have to reclash, we're in a tough spot. And we know that there's a Nourishing Emptiness in her deck 5 cards down, I think. And we've put 20 cards back into our deck. So let's make this play, representing that we can play the Pummel if we want to. If Annabelle blocks in a way that does not incentivize me to play the Pummel, I'm going to hold on to this hand, I think, and then attempt to set up Spinal Crush Pummel next turn, which I think would be better. Dude, Drew, what's up, man? That's true. The weapon was broken. That was what was broken about Prism. It was not Prism herself. I do agree, although her ability was very good. Dude, Drew, man, I haven't seen you in forever, dude. How you been, buddy? You been doing okay? Listen, Josh, I already had to reclash against Warrior once this game. I already had to do it once. I guess they're not she's not playing Kasai, so like there's only 1 Nourishing in the deck. I mean, I kind of want to play it just to like push damage here. Like, knowing that there cannot be a defense reaction here makes me feel a lot better about this. We get to put Annabelle down to 4. And we get to take a card out of her hand. Yeah, I mean, the weapon in the card pool is definitely what made her, like, abusive, for sure. Like, 100%. So, we're going to go 21, 22, 23. We're now 23 cards into the deck. If I block 2 here, I can go Zealous into Hammer, which is pretty good. I could alternatively block Gauntlets here and try to set up back-to-back go-again hands, which I think is pretty good. And if there is like a Blade Flurry here, I'm only taking 1. Blade Runner. Okay, so taking 6, go into 7. If it's Glint the Quicksilver into Tunic and again for 3, that would be bad. But I think we're in a pretty good spot here. So what I can do is play Rouse, reveal Zealous and Cranial Crush, and then that is 8 and 5 is 13, which is what I need, and then I can pitch for Hammer. So it's a very aggressive turn, and we're setting up a go again hand next turn as well, when we're gonna probably take 2 to 3 cards out of her hand right here. I think this is gonna be a good turn for us. Did you say you worked 106 hours in 7 days? Jesus, fam. Dude, like, I don't, like, how are you alive, bro? Like, how are you still, like, standing up? Y'all would just find me unconscious somewhere. Okay, so only 2 cards out of her hand because of the defense reaction there. Wow, really? Going to 1. Okay. Take it on the chin? No, still 2 cards. Okay, still 2 cards. All right, but the agility sets up pretty well. So that's cards 24 and 25. So I really don't like saying no blocks here. I feel like that is a mistake. But the Blade Flurry could get us randomly. So if I give out muscle here, if I block, I guess technically I should block with Zealous, right? If we block with Zealous Belting, push-ups, sit-ups, and plenty of juice. I mean, sounds like a winning combination to me. So if I give Zealous Belting here, I can go Zealous Belting, make a Surge into a Nothos. If I wanted to play around the Blade Flurry here, we could actually just give Zealous and the Gauntlets here, which I think is the correct play. I actually think this is the correct play, and I might just like... that's good. That's tough. The fact that I had 2 blocks in this hand is so bad. So take 5, go to 2. I mean, we're using gold here, right? Like, that has to be our only option. Taking 2. I mean, I guess we could just block 5 here, right? Like, is that the better play? Actually, it's just better to, like, just block 5 here, right? I'm going to ask if Annabelle cares if I block differently here. Because I would like to block differently. If possible. Because I think it's just correct to just block 5 here, right? To just deny the go again effect. I think that is the correct decision point here. Yeah, the Dory gets the 3rd swing. Yeah, no, you guys are absolutely correct. Absolutely. So now here's the real question. We throw Hammer for 4, which gives 1 card in this, and then I'm still at 7, which is fine. Or, if we wanted to, we could draw a card. Now, unfortunately, we don't know we don't know our deck. We're still 3 cards away from pitch stack. So, or no, I'm sorry. We're 4 cards away from pitch stack. Yeah, 4 cards away. No, I'm right. We're 3 cards away. Correct. So if we crack a gold here, we have 1 floating, which means we throw Hammer for 6, which is immediately better. But I guess even if I draw red, I can still just throw the Zealous Belting. It seems correct to crack a gold here. Like, I think we have to play aggressively. If we play defensively and scared, I think we're, like, on pace to lose the game. That is not a good one for us to draw. So now the real question is, are we cracking another gold to live vicariously, like, really on the edge here? Or is it just throw 5? If I throw 5, here she gives Dynamo in 1 card, which is probably... Yeah, Annabelle just said if it was a blue, it would have been a slam there, and she's 100% correct. It would have been. I don't know, like, if there's a... So we got a full send and a 100% gold. So we think we're, like, you guys want to do gold again here? I don't know. Like, cracking the gold seems very greedy here. Like, I mean, I guess, like, we are playing a 32 blue deck, so the odds of consistency are very with us. But, like, feels like we could get seriously punished if we don't crack... If we... crack the gold for content, lol. Yep. Oh well. I mean, it is what it is. And we drew back-to-back reds, like, and there's our pitch deck. We were 1 card away. Yep. So the 2 extra cards, I was 2 cards away, so I was actually 1 off. But that's the first card. The blue choke slam is what we pitched first there. Yeah, I mean, getting back-to-back reds would be tough. Like, that was, like, a tough situation. The ideal situation for us here would be, if this is pitch stack, there's a Blade Flurry in her hand. So I think the idea is that we're going to block choke slam first. We're going to force it out. Yep, there's a Blade Flurry. The Blade Runner. So we take 1, go to 6. And then it's what? 8. If I block 3, I take 5, go to 1. Now that we're at pitch stack, there must have only been 1 Steel Blade Shunt in her list. She has not pitched another Steel Blade Shunt, which means we are safe to... We are safe to now... All right, so Annabelle wants to undo. I think it's to use Tunic for Braveforge Bracers since it hit here, which makes our hand immediately worse. So now this is for 9. So since this is just 9, like, I think we might just be blocking 9 here and trying to, like, keep our life up so that we can look for a hand where she doesn't possibly have go again. She said 8 versus 9 when you're here is, like 8 versus 9 is very important when I'm at 6, and I completely agree. So I again, like, I could take 3 and go to 3, and then we're just in the range of always losing to something. I think it's correct to always block out here. There's not another swing coming in, but I think we are in a world where we have to be playing to... I think we have to be playing to this here. If you knew the next event you were playing in was after Dromai LL, would your list change at all? I mean, that's a good question. I don't know how much the list would change wholeheartedly. Because I mean, like, I like the list the way it's set up. Like, into, like, other parts of the metagame. So I don't know if it would change a ton, in all honesty. But it could. It's possible that it could. So that means this is going to be for 4. Okay, so... Oh, let's think here. Let's think. We have a Golden Sun coming up, but we have no gold. I think there's a Golden Sun in the next hand, if I remember correctly. It's probably just correct to block 6 and throw 4 at them and force cards out of their hand. Because if I block 3 and take 1, I go to 5, and then it's Bracers into Hatchet for 4 again, and I think this is just, like, a way better line at this point. If it's in the swing here, like, I can't remember an in the swing getting pitched, but obviously one has. There's one there, one there. So there's one left in the deck more than likely. I mean, I guess it's possible that she's only on 2 in the swings, but not likely. She's playing Overpower. You need to be super careful letting her keep a big hand. Yeah, that's a good point, A. I really appreciate you pointing that out. But yeah, to answer your question, Brims, I don't know that my list would change that much, knowing like that Dromai is going to be gone. Is this the last sync below? Yep. It sucks they're getting a free hatchet next turn. Yeah, it is very unfortunate. Yep, so it was in this hand. Like, with all the buffs in their deck, like, this could be, like, a real problem for us. So, like, I just don't know that there is a world where we get to, like, your next weapon attack gets +1 and go again. So this is going to be for 4 automatically. I think the big question here is, how do you think the meta changes without Dromai World? And obviously, I mean, so that is a real interesting question in my opinion. Like we're just always in this world where I can never let this hit, right? Because block 3, go to 5, and then this is for 5. I'm sorry, it's going to be for 4, so I'd go to 1. And, like, even though we know there's not a Stillblade Shunt, technically, like, if I was to just block... If it's in the swing here, again, like, they get to swing again, and we're losing a life in this exchange, but I still think... Okay, so that's the last and the swing. Probably would have saved the glint for another turn. I am intrigued by that decision. Oh, I guess they had to. They had to be able to do that. So this is for 4, so I'm going to block 3, take 1, go to 4. And now... I think that was also the last Blade Flurry, right? No? Did they pitch another Blade Flurry that I did not catch? Alright, well, I must have missed that somewhere when I was talking about everything. We just need a hand where we can keep 2 cards, honestly. Like, that's what we're looking for here. I mean, yeah, Teklo stocks probably do go up, honestly. Like, that's, like, a very big part of it. Like, Teklo stocks go up quite a bit when that happens. Paying 4 for the cash-in. What is cash-in? 4 coppers? I mean, I guess they had 4 coppers. I wasn't really counting because most of the time, like, they're not relevant. This is, I think this is, like, a one-of cash-in. I remember her pitching it earlier in the game, but this has been a very good game. I have thoroughly enjoyed this game. There's no free go again here, right? Like, there's just no free go again here. Only plays 2 to make you think? Dude, I mean, that's, like, could be a real thing. Like, we had a game where I played against Zach one night. Like, it was one of, like, our, like, IRL streams that we do with the team and everybody. And there was one of those where, like, literally it was... where, like, it was literally, like, Zach only had 2... He only owned 2 Blade Flurries. And, like, normally we proxy cards. But he literally, like, just played the first game and forgot that he didn't have it in his deck. And then, like, actually was just, like... Oh, the whole game was like, oh, yeah, like, I forgot. We're just dead here, right? If he has a go... If there's a go again... Oh, I'm, like, literally just dead. No, I'm actually just dead here. The overpower got me. Well played. That was a very good game. Like, we were 1 turn away from being able to put that game ahead, like, behind us, and, like, we could just, I think, run away with it. So if we are able to play the go again card at one point in time, there was like 6 turns that went by and we were never able to keep 2 cards without basically killing ourselves or, like, saying that we could die to something randomly. So, like, I think I played that correctly. I don't think there was a window where I ever should have kept 2 cards. Glint is a very solid card. I agree. Like, Glint's awesome. Glint's a great card. I don't think there was ever a window when I was supposed to just go to 1. I don't think it's correct. Like, right there, it had to be the Blade Flurry and the Overpower right there to actually get us. I don't know. Well, I'm going to go back and watch that one. That one was a really good game, and, like, I need to go back and watch that one and see what I could have done differently there. Yo, Nick, what's up, dude? How are you? Yeah, like, Annabelle, let me know if, like, you see something that, like, you think was just inherently wrong or something I could have done differently there to, like, change how, like, to just, like, change how that game would have done. Because, like, I'm going to have to go back and watch that game myself again because you always catch things the second time you watch yourself play a game. But, like, man, that game was, like, it felt like at the end, like, I mean, like, I don't know, like we kept track of pitch stack, like we did everything, and like it's possible that like I just lost. It does happen. We definitely want to go first against Dasha Boy here. I don't think so. So like the one time that you left the point on the table that I noticed, Annabelle, was the turn when you asked to take it back so that you could do the Braveforge bracers. That was the only turn that I was actively thinking like, oh, there's some points on the table there that like that she's missing out on, and like you ended up catching it anyway. So like I think you ended up getting there anyway. Yeah, the games have been really good tonight, Nick. Like I think the games have been really good. Yeah, so I agree. I agree that like it all turned poorly for me when we got to the drawing gold turn. What is this? That was definitely a like bad turning point in the game there for us. I'm just gonna pass and heave the Thunderquake. I think that's better than anything else we're doing right there. So I don't know. Like if they have a good item hand, they can like use it to continue to set up here. But I do think that it is a solid line of play for us to just like heave the Thunderquake. I was like in hope to draw a Go Again card when we are playing 10 of them. So we're gonna get the Trounce. And we hit a pummel on the first one. The only good thing about that exchange is that we ended up putting their another induction chamber on the bottom, so that's kind of cool. I still stand by what I said about the turn 1 block. So the 3 life that the pulverize would have gotten me there, like the 3 life that I got out of it would have changed the game because it would have, if we would have arsenaled it, it would have lined up for us. Now, it is interesting because I very genuinely like stand behind it. Like I don't like arsenaling that card early in the game. That like pulverize is a second cycle card in a deck where you only have 32 blues, in my opinion. But sometimes it lines up for you. So yeah, it would have gotten you there. Like it would have gotten us there, I think, had we decided to make that decision, Brad. Yeah. Ooh, Teklo Pounder's interesting. Surprised they're on the base arms here instead of like on the one that blocks for 3 if they blow up an item. I think that's normally people's first pick. So we've put 2 cards into our deck so far. And then we're going to throw Thunderquake for 10 here. Just trying to throw damage here, anything we can to try and take them off their game. No, so Annabelle, at the very beginning of the game, I didn't lose anything, but we tied on a Trounce at the beginning of the game when I flipped a pummel. That was at the beginning of the game. And then there was one that I had to reclash on. So card Mega punishes her, and it takes a few turns to come back from it. So, okay, I mean, it's very possible that like in like that is like the kind of the like exception to that rule. I can get behind that, honestly. Like there is a reason that I bring in Pulverize against Dory and not the other warriors. So yeah, no, maybe I'm supposed to like play to it. Maybe I'm supposed to play to it there for sure. Yeah, no, there was actually like quite a few like good like trounces for me that worked out really well. What are they doing? Okay. No, there were quite a few tests of strengths that worked out for me there. Like I wholeheartedly agree. Or like there was a few turn cycles where like things like really worked out for me there. So this cannot be blocked by equipment. I mean, there's no way we're just taking 7 here. That's absolutely not happening in any world. Now or later. So to throw the Thunderquake, we pitched 1 card, so we're 3 cards into our deck, which means it's going to be our first hand is going to be Trounce, blue into I think it's better to throw 4 here and take 2. It's going to be Trounce, blue into the Rouse, which means that the Trounce is going to line up in a way that will work out for us to actually win with whatever we pitch next. So that's good to keep in mind. All right. Good God. Let's see. Is there like a be right back thing? All right. Yeah. Hang on 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. This water's running through me. I'll be right back. Shoo. Okay. Sorry about that. There was, yeah, the water gets me sometimes there. So. You think I hold my armor too long, Josh? I mean, I typically, I would rather be someone who holds it too long as opposed to uses it too early. So it's possible that maybe like I am like that's like the mentality that I have, is that like I'm not using it fast enough. That is very, very possible. This hand, like I needed them to attack me with this hand, honestly. So I think what we're going to have to do is throw Command and Conquer. I'm intrigued that they're on Boom Grenade against me. Okay, the Hydrates literally run through me. If you guys are talking about the turn when Annabelle, like the turns where like she didn't really do anything, like she just kind of like did the like played something and then passed or whatever, like when she didn't attack multiple times, like I think those turns are, bro, what? I mean, I think I'm just going to tear us under hammer here and force equipment or like a defense reaction out of their arsenal. But the turns where, like she was, like where there wasn't like go again or like any like kind of like crazy like extra swings or anything. I think that Dory does like win a lot of points there because of the mind games that Dory gets to play. Based off of that, I do agree with that. Yeah, I definitely ended up sitting and talking about why my decision to give the civic steps there was the incorrect one. I was not thinking when I did that, and like that was a mistake. Using civic steps against Hatchet Dory is still something I'm trying to figure out. But yeah, no, it was a very bad block with the civic steps, 100%. So loads the pistol, plays Boom Grenade and cranks, and then loads the pistol. Loads Plasma Purifier. If they attack me with the pistol and give it go again, I'm not going to block. Because, like, they're going to throw something at me to try and hit me with the Boom Grenade, and they're trying to bait me into blocking here. And I would like to be able to throw my go again hand here if I can. There it is. Okay, there it is. So I guess I can give my go again card here. Like, it sucks, but I can't use it. So I think it's just better to block like this. Actually, should I give the Quicken token here? Like, is the Quicken token good here? Since they're just going to throw the pistol? I mean, or are they just content with passing and throwing it an extra time next turn? I don't know. That's an interesting decision point to talk about. Yeah, this is a lot of items, Putsy. This is a lot of setup here. Swing tempo, we're stopping it on hit and just stopping what they want to do in their turn. You're talking about how I was using my equipment, Josh? Because if you're talking about, like, I don't know, like, I am pretty keen to, like, use my equipment to, like, flip the game if I can. But, like, the problem is that, like, there was never really a turn, like, where I could just, like, quote unquote flip the game against Annabelle. Like, there wasn't really much room to, like, flip the game. And, like, I used my equipment as efficiently as possible, I think. Short of the civic steps mishap, I think I used my equipment very efficiently to play around what we had. The one thing that I would say I did wrong is I gave a card and Gauntlets of Iron Will to play around the second Blade Flurry when you had already pitched 2 of them, and I thought you only had 1 left in. I only thought you had pitched 1, so, like, I made a mistake there. Yeah, I was very ahead early. Like, I think I have to be ahead early to win that game, 100%. Like, I don't think that I can play, like, the trading game with you all the way down. I'll lose. That's why, like, I have the out muscles and, like, the zealous. Like, I have to get ahead and, like, force you on the back foot early and then, like, slowly try to chip away at the end of the game. And, like, I set it up the way that I wanted to, but I literally just could not get it where I wanted that last game. Like I could, so I had a zealous in Arsenal, and I could never play it. Like, every single turn for like 6 turns, you threatened a third hit. And it was very, like, I was just like, Jesus, like, I really need like a break here. I really don't want to take 6, but like, I mean, I guess like there's no point in like me playing the Command and Conquer Pummel if they aren't going to Arsenal cards. So I think we can block Pulverize and Wallop, make a Surge, and throw the Anothos. Or I'm sorry, throw the Command and Conquer and then Arsenal the Pummel. Like, I think this is a fine play. I just like, Jesus, dude, what? Is it just your next Mechanologist attack? All right, yeah, so I'm going to 25. They're playing very aggressively here. Do I keep my Tunic up over getting the random 1 value off Brave Forge? Yeah, I'm not a fan of Grains in that deck. Like, I don't think Grains is the correct choice in that deck. Like, I definitely think it is correct. I don't know. Like, we just hit a very long stretch there where, like, even at such a low life total that you were at, you were always able to threaten 3 swings. And like, I don't like, again, I don't know the Dory deck that well, but it feels like the odds of you being able to do that consistently are actually pretty low. I don't know. Like, I could be wrong, but like, it feels like that is not something that like, I'm either playing against like bad Dory players online, or like it feels like you had the ability to do it more in those like 5 to 6 turns than I've seen most Dory players do a lot of times over the course of the end of the game there. So we get to block 1, and then we get to throw Spinal Crush and threaten the Pummel here. Not making a new Surge is pretty telling to my opponent here, but I mean, I think people like Grains because it blocks 3 and like it does have random value, but I do think Tunic is better, especially in that matchup. So it is, you can super consistently throw triple. You can super consistently throw it at me if I'm not disrupting you. I mean, granted, I know I wasn't disrupting you, but like it felt like I was, I don't know, like it felt like I was like, I mean, at the end of the game, like I was leaving you with 3 cards in hand and you were still able to throw 3. Like I like, again, like I think that's kind of like where like my lack of knowledge comes in, but like it felt like that was an excessive amount of times for you to be able to throw 3 swings at me in a row like that. I don't know. I could be wrong though. Like I am very content just saying that like I am like I am just wrong about that opinion that I have on the game right there. But it felt like late game. It felt like you had like a very like upper echelon of like what all blue hands look like late in the game. I think. I don't know.
Freaking go.
Yo, Mr. Eyes 89. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. Means a lot for coming by and hanging out. Grains is good. Tunic usually means they have a shunt. I mean, I don't like Grains. I'm going to be honest. So I have to say, the one thing that like I was actually thoroughly impressed by your ability to do that game was your ability to use Shift the Tide of Battle and hold that card patiently until you knew it was going to get you a lot of value. You did that like very well. I was very impressed with the amount of times that you use Shift the Tide of Battle, and it was like very like bad for me in that spot. So, well, now because of that, they're just actively able to block the Terrace Under hit. I mean, it still feels like I'm supposed to play it and just make them use it here, I think. I don't know. We'll just throw in Othos for 7. I think you had the game 60-40 until you lost tempo by spending the 2 gold. If you kept pressure up from that point, I think you had it. So, by the time the Golden Sun came around, I don't think there was ever a world where we were going to be able to effectively use the Golden Sun. Like, just honestly. But I do think we were in a winning position, and the, like, the hand where we were forced to give you multiple cards instead of just... like, where we were forced to give you multiple cards instead of just being able to throw Zealous with Go Again that first hand. Yeah, like, I think the cracking the gold was really bad. But I don't think, like, I mean, throwing 4... maybe throwing 4 there wins, like, puts me in a better spot.
Let's
I don't know.
go. You love
Yo, Dr. Stokchin? I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you being here and hanging out on Twitch. I think we're gonna block with the wall up first. We'll just take 2. I'm not blocking with equipment here. I was going to like crown this away to like get a better hand here, but we're probably just throwing hammer here if I had to guess. I am amazed by this person's ability to use Achilles Accelerator and Technical Foundry Heart so wildly. It's been an interesting game. And blue plus goblet. Yeah, you did have agilities a lot of the time. So like that was also like a big part of it. I think there was like a lot there. You were able to like create agilities a lot throughout the course of the game. And like I think that like even late game, you had back to back of the whatever the card goblet that makes 2 cards there. So yeah, that makes the Go Again there. But yeah, I 100% agree that the turn that lost me the game was cracking the gold. It is very possible that if I throw hammer for 4, being at 7, from that point, I am then able to find a hand that works out for me in a better way. I don't know. But it is very, very possible that that is the case. Really wish my opponent would like... I mean, I guess we're just going to go 11 here, but like, I've really wanted to like get this out of my arsenal here for a couple of turns now. So, yo, Zechariah, what's up, dude? Throwing the Zealous for 5 is like just throwing it for 5. Like, so if I pitch my blue to throw Zealous and keep the Test of Strength in my hand, I am then at a spot where I have 3 cards I can block with, and I can still throw the hammer, right? Because, yeah, like I get to block with 3 cards and throw hammer for 6 there. And then at this point, if we're like making this weird exchange where we're both throwing, like if I'm throwing the hammer back and forth, I think I'm in an okay spot. So maybe it would have just been correct to actually just throw the... to actively just throw the to throw the 5 there. The Go Again was a trap. I mean, the Go Again definitely put me into a weird spot. Like the Go Again definitely like put me in a mindset, and like it did end up thinking about Go Again and like trying to use the Go Again definitely is what cost me the game. And it's also so different if we're one turn, if I wait one more turn. So like think about it if it's 2 turns later and I'm actually able to be in a spot where I can just give I can give like 2 cards, and then I can crack to draw the blues that I know in my pitch stack are there. That changes the entire outcome of that game, where I'm then able to go 5 into 6 Go Again. So like I think like I also did it 1 turn too early. Just got home from work, dude. Zach, the games have been really good tonight, dude. Like the games have been good. There's been a lot. We're talking about. So the last game I just played was against Annabelle, and it was an extremely close game where Annabelle got me at the end, and like we're kind of like debating like how the game played out and like some of the mistakes I made. So like that's kind of like where we're at right now. But yeah, no, it was like the games have been good tonight. I mean, we're just gonna go ahead and give this up, right? Like, I think we don't want the blue debilitate. I was like, maybe we find like a better card. I don't know. So we're gonna take 2. This is the part of the game that's hard to crawl back from, especially if they're drawing into like defense reactions and stuff like that, like late game. They have banished to sink below and a fate foreseen, which is good for us, but yeah, we would have made a surge and thrown the Zealous and then kept the Test of Strength in our hand, which then would have let us block 4, and then we would have drawn a card, and then we would have been able to block with 2 more cards on whatever she did next, and then it would have been Hammer for 6. So, honestly, now that I'm completely looking back on the game, I shouldn't have even thrown the Zealous there. So, we're getting 1 card regardless. Annabelle's at 2. We're getting 1 card regardless. If I throw Hammer for 4, she gives a card. Then our turn is block Tests of Strength, draw card. Block with 2 cards, Zealous, Hammer. And from there we can close the game out. So that would actually like be... That is actually the like... That is how it should have went. That is what I should have done, and I think I win the game if I do it that way. I don't know. I don't remember what... It's like I don't remember what Annabelle's hand was exactly, but that would have been very good. So even if I so I did draw the test from the first gold. You are correct. So if I throw the hammer and draw into the test, so then I have test and 3 cards, and it's the exact same play. It's the exact same line either way, right? So it's the same thing there. Yeah, so you still get to swing twice, but I'm left with 5 go again into hammer there off the Test of Strength. So, yeah, no, I mean, and if it stops you from playing Goblet, that means you have to work for go again on the following turn instead of just having go again. So, like, that is, yeah, that is, like, so much better for me. That is a much better play for me. I'm glad that we've talked about this long enough so that I can recognize that. Because it's important that I'm able to recognize that kind of stuff. If you want to run some Dory before this weekend, hit me up. Dude, let's see. Carly and I are hanging out tomorrow. I'm streaming whatever, all the subs are picking. Because if you're, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, if you are a member on YouTube or if you are a subscriber on Twitch and you are in the Discord, if you have those linked, you are able to vote on what I play on a weekly basis. We run a poll once a week so you guys can vote and have a say on what I'm doing. And so I think somebody said Azalea. I think somebody said Azalea is like what's winning right now. So I mean, I'm down. Like, if you want to run Dory against like whatever I'm playing on Thursday, I'm totally down to like play against you for sure, man. I just don't think I'll be playing Victor the rest of the week. Between work and everything else, like tonight's like my last night of practice for Atlanta. So yeah, dude, you got to go vote. So around if you want Dory practice. But Avi has to be online. No, that's fair. I completely get it. Yeah, no, absolutely. I appreciate you guys offering to help me play and prepare for the event. I think playing into Dory is very good. I think there's going to be a lot of Dorys there, so I think Dory will be a very popular deck. So 5 go again into hammer here. With 2 purifiers and 2 chambers in play, we probably lost this game if I had to guess, but I said rest of the week, no Victor, it's party time. Yeah, I mean, so Thursday we're playing whatever everybody votes on. Trent said that, I think Trent said that Azalea was winning right now. I think it was like Azalea, Phi. I can't remember. I put up a few heroes like that aren't like, that I don't play a lot of on stream because I like to be able to play things that, I don't play all the time so that you guys can see, like, I want to play different decks to like, like have that better, like, understanding of what everybody else is trying to accomplish. Bro, what is this deck? Rotary Ram? I remember when we had to play that card, fam. And you go back to your hotel room crying like me. I mean, listen, that could be the weekend. I hope that's not the weekend, but it could be the weekend for sure. It could be. So, block 3, attack for 9 is 12, or block 6, or no, I'm sorry, block 6 and attack for 7 is 13, so it is better to throw E-Strike here in block 6. Also curious to see what they do with the Rotary Ram here, because it just says it's your next Mechanologist attack action. I don't know. That's like... Like, I'm going to give the Gauntlets here, because I want to block efficiently, I think. Yeah, I was like, there it is. Okay, so they're trying to, like, use all this stuff that says can't be defended by equipment to, like, try and, like, set up here. I think this game's over, though. Like, we have to have, like, a pretty good hand to be able to, like, threaten them here. The first pummel got put on the deck by on the bottom of the deck by Trounce. And I think I have to go to 8 here to throw 7. I don't think I can do that. 4-3. And brought Ice Lexi over Fuseless. So, I mean... So the funny part is, like, I went to a ProQuest when, like, I mean, I played it, like, a bunch of ProQuests when Lexi was in the metagame, but we went to a ProQuest where there was, like, multiple people playing Ice Lexi instead of Fuseless Lexi, and it was really interesting. It was a super interesting meta. I played against somebody who was playing Pummel Lexi, like Pummel Ice Lexi, at a ProQuest during that Fuseless Lexi meta, and it was really interesting. I was playing Fi, and by the grace of God, won somehow, but What is that? Why is that there? I was like, that's driving me crazy. Sorry, like the search bar was highlighted blue, and I was like, why is that? What is that? Like, get away from me! They go to 3. Like, I really wish that, like, we had won our first Trounce earlier, because I would love to be able to try and close the game out with the Golden Sun here. What is this Rotary Ram nonsense? Block 6, take 2, go to 6. I mean, the problem is, like, if they're just able to keep blues, we're just in such a bad spot. I mean, am I supposed to... We have a Trounce coming up that we pitched. I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to try and hang on. Like, if we just hang on for the ability to be able to play it, we can try to play the Golden Sun here. I think we have to go to 6. I don't think I can give him the Quicken token here. Wait, where is this voting? So, Josh, if you are a subscriber, which I think somebody gifted you a membership, so I think you are. If you go into, you have to go into, like, Discord and link your Twitch to it. And once you link your Twitch to the Discord, you're able to, like, it opens up an entirely other section for you. Also, same thing, if you're a YouTube member and you haven't done this yet, please do that. I'd love for you all to be able to see the benefits there. There's an entire section of the Discord that's, like, for subscribers and members only. So, how late am I streaming? This is my last game tonight, Brad. Why? Dude, Shock Charmers is really cool. I will say that, like, 100%. Shock Charmers is really sweet. So what, this is going to be for 7? Please win this Trounce. It's like, I'm pretty sure we have it set up to where we win the Trounce regardless, but... Okay, if we're able to do this and keep the pummel, we win the game. Why didn't he boost there? Oh my gosh. It gets +1 for each piece of equipment defending it. So I just have to go to 1 here, right? Like, there's no go again. There's no tricks. There's no shenanigans. Like, we just have to go to 1. And then we can throw this for 15. And with the overpower, this should end the game, right? Results speak for themselves. Oh, dude, if I was going to be on, man, I'd be down to play a game for sure. I was like, I am about to call it a night after this, though. Think I should have made a surge there. Like, there's no reason not to make a surge there, but... I mean, I'm not going to do anything if my opponent's not... Okay. I was like, I'm not going to do anything and, like, force this out, but, like, if they're... I don't know what they were doing there, but anyway. All right, well, 4-2 on the night, so we lost to... What did we lose to tonight? We lost to... So YouTube, like, just does not like links for some reason. Annabelle, I have no idea why it doesn't, but, like, I have it set up to where, like, it's supposed to let you post them, but, like, it won't, like, they just don't come through, and I've never taken the time to, like, really sit and figure it out, so I apologize that it doesn't come through like that. Dude, let's go! Zechariah, dude, thank you. 4 months, man. 4 months of that tier 1 sub. I really appreciate that, man. It means a lot, buddy. Really appreciate that. So guys, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. 4-2 on the night. I mean, it's a pretty good record. I think, like, we played some good games. I've learned that I need to pay more attention when I'm using my civic steps. The Hatchet Dory matchup is close, and that I think we had a winning line if I played correctly. But yo, Jordan NG, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate you guys being here and hanging out tonight. Guys, I really appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. You know, we've had like the numbers have really, really good the last couple of nights. Really appreciate y'all being here and hanging out. It means a lot. I really enjoy streaming and, like, you know, making content for you guys. So it means a lot that you guys come and hang out all the time. DM'd it to you? Okay, cool. I appreciate it. Absolutely. So Thanatos, I appreciate the good luck in Atlanta. I hope to do well this weekend. I practice quite a bit for it. The Card Guys are doing coverage on their YouTube channel. So if you guys don't know who they are the Card Guys, literally the space Card Guys, except GUYZ. They're covering their own event through Battle Hardened. They're covering their own games through Battle Hardened Atlanta this weekend, which is really cool. I think it's going to be awesome to see it here. So to see their things, dude. Brims, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out tonight. I'm super happy to stream and be a part of it. I don't have a life, so I'm always here. Josh is always here. Josh is always doing that big support. He's always here hanging out. So Josh Lau gonna tear Zach a new one? Probably. Closer to anatomically correct heart. So I have to say, before I leave, somebody like that kind of like, that was a weird realization for me, that like the heart doesn't like look like what people, how like, you know, like how people like make the heart symbol. It doesn't look like that. But anyway, that was a whole thing for me when I had anatomy in college. But anyway, yeah, I was like, I know that, like, I was like, I feel like it's super late for you, Annabelle, like to be up right now. Like, there's no way. I don't think I could be, like, I think you're like, you guys are like 5 or 6 hours ahead, I think, but there's no way I could be awake right now. All right, guys, I can sit here and talk all night so that I don't. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out. Carly and I are playing tomorrow. Maybe we'll play Fortnite. What? I think she's yelling at Fortnite. Sorry. Carly and I are playing tomorrow. We might be playing Fortnite. We might be playing another game, but we're hanging out. I think we're streaming tomorrow. So if you guys want to come by and hang out, I will not be live on YouTube. It's only on Twitch and Kick when we do that stream. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.